Uncalled for.
Yep. Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Maxwell Star's Beer
Happy
Review
birthday,
channel.
Nick!
Yay! Right now I'm celebrating 40 reasons to drink. 40 years on this planet, damn it. So who we got with us tonight? We got Sunface Key, which I think is actually Lee. Got Mr. Chris off the 10th, who's muted right now. Redbeard, who's not muted but not talking, thankfully. And of course, we've got Fuckface Greg with a Trump shirt because he thinks it's funny.
Fuck your feelings. Or juck your feelings.
Because he thinks it's funny and you're not.
There we go. There's
feelings. So, what is everybody drinking tonight? Start with Lee.
I am drinking Church Brewing Company from Wolfville, Nova Scotia, their Congregation Pilsner.
Nice. All right. And Chris has got something he's pouring too. It looks like a Muskoka Detour.
Yep.
That looks juicy.
Not really.
Maybe it's the last liquid fart.
Better than I remember. Still Muskoka Detour. Redbeard.
Yeah, that's
Oh no. Oh no.
Yay.
Fucking gross.
Well, it's free beer. Do
It's
you have
free,
your,
just
your
chug it,
camera
move on.
suspended from something?
Huh?
you
yeah.
gotta-
What's happening with your camera?
Oh,
It's just like dangling.
no, I hit it. I hit the piece of wood with the can when I threw the can. It worked out well. It just
Got it.
dangles. Look, I go woo.
I'm glad that's what's happening because I didn't think I was that drunk yet.
All right. And of course, we got Greg. What are
All
you doing?
right. So Nick, I'm having my pre-beer, which is a pompous ass. However, the beer I'm gonna drink as soon as you're done is something that's a lot like you, aged past its prime.
Yeah.
It's a Rushford 10 that's from 2017.
Nice. All right. And speaking of beers past their prime, let's go to what I'm going to crack open. I've been saving this for my birthday. Innocent Guns Vintage 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Had since it came out. I can't remember. It was released on January 2016. This is brewed and bottled in 2015 after maturing in first fill American bourbon barrel, 7.7% ABV. Matured for 100 days to perfection. It's been matured for longer than that now. Does it say?
Yeah, Nick, you made it super perfect.
Oh yeah. We used our own Innocent Gun ale malt to impart a rich, well-balanced, malty backbone to the beer. This combined with crystal malt, roasted barley, a little wheat for a creamy head. The super Styrian hops, not just Styrians, but super Styrians, add a light bitterness and gentle aromatic character, which complement the flavor of the malt perfectly. We filled it into first fill American bourbon barrel casks. I left them mature for over 100 days, so it must have been in the barrels for over 100 days. So the brew would mellow and take on lots of rich caramel and vanilla flavor from the wood. Casks also lend a creaminess to the beer so that it comes extra smooth and easy to drink over time. This beer, so it's bottle conditioned too. So with yeast, there's a little sugar in the matured beer, which means that over time beer will develop and change, becoming richer the more complex as you drink. Yeah, so
Those hops are over 9,000.
hops are over 9,000. It's got the super Styrians.
Yeah, pretty stupid joke.
So
Sign
so
in.
gonna explode.
All right, let's see how this thing looks.
It's gonna do the ame kame, whatever the fuck it is.
Innocent Gun's barrel-aged attempt at making the Fuller's vintage. Barrel-aged vintage.
You're really doing
I'm not
Dragon
an
Ball
Innocent
jokes
Gun fan.
in this fucking chat.
Did you expect any less?
Just a couple. It's like I don't even know the show really that much, but I know at least enough to make those kind of jokes. That was it. Oh my god.
Damn, man, that smells good.
They called the hop Super Saiyan or whatever. Come on, they got to expect those jokes.
Styrian.
Whatever. It's still close to Super Saiyan.
Just cyan.
Just a ha ha ha. That was terrible.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Well,
So that was going.
Great pour there, Ontario.
It's not a nitro beer there,
Jesus
Nick.
Christ.
wow.
I should have
Nick
physics
Terry
that
over
one.
here fucking it up.
Yeah.
I can just pour it straight down the middle of the glass because I'm a fucking hillbilly from Louisiana. Come on down, Louisiana. Where we still don't like black people. You met my black friend John Pierre. That means I'm not a racist.
Anyway,
God damn it, Lee. Nick, what do you have going on in the background right now?
Oh, it's monitoring.
It looks like a Star Trek fucking medical monitor or something.
monitoring
He's monitoring his own heart rate.
temperatures and stuff from a video game I was playing earlier.
Oh.
So it's like HW Info or one of those fucking apps, I guess, kind of thing.
You could have lied and said it was a Star Trek monitor.
That's in the new AMD driver. What's it called?
Oh, the Radeon settings kind of the fucking thing. Yeah, they really changed shit with their latest driver. It's kind of cool.
That's the latest stuff now. You can actually monitor the entire
There's like
GPU temperatures and
you can live stream directly from like your GPU now and shit. It's kind of interesting.
Wow, that is the lamest fucking shit I've ever heard. Like, that's seriously like the nerdiest nerd shit. Oh, you can now monitor the heat in your fucking thing, and you had this cool looking monitor back there. You could have said it was like, oh, this is my official Star Trek Picard fucking monitor game thing that hasn't been released yet. No, it's my fucking temperature in my PC.
It's showing me all the Patreon monies that I'm getting for doing this live stream.
Yeah, everyone knows that's a lie.
Yeah, I know.
If it was like a heartbeat monitor and it was flatlining, then we believe you.
Be at 0 the whole fucking time. I don't have a Patreon.
This beer isn't as terrible as I remember it being, but it still sucks.
This is kind of disappointing, really. I was expecting something a bit more chewier.
It's fucking Innocent Gun. It's gonna be fucking shit water. I hate Innocent Gun stuff. Sorry, I had to go on.
This is a long time ago from terrible. A long time ago from Innocent.
You know what? Innocent Gun every 15 or 20 beers that they release, there'll be one pretty good one in there. I have a bottle. I have a bottle of their latest Vanishing Point series, the 420-day aged stout. So I've got somewhat high hopes for that one.
Well, maybe if they filtered their water a million times, maybe they'll get a fucking good batch. But I don't know what's going on with their fucking taste on it. Every one of their beers tastes like shit. And I'm done.
Was that a pot joke, Carrie? You had high hopes for their 420 beer?
No, it was actually aged for a decent amount of time, and I'm not sure if they made like the joke when they were making the beer or whatever. It's an odd number to age a bottle, like 8 day wise, but that's just what it was, 420 days. It's what it says on the thing. They made the pot joke.
Yes, they did.
All right.
Which, if they actually aged it in barrels as opposed to just using the fucking chips or whatever the hell they do, then it could be good. That's my high hopes right there. It's a lot of random mouse clicks going on in the background. Clickety, click, click, click.
There we go.
It doesn't even look like is he saying nerds right there? It doesn't look like it at all.
Oh yeah.
Like
oh yeah.
I just see like a scream. I'm not seeing any enunciation, and like I could not read his lips and get nerds out of that at all. I don't know.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
What are you in a movie? I see that's from a movie.
What?
Revenge of the Nerds?
Oh, long time. I haven't seen that movie since like it came out. Wow.
I just gotta share this because it's kind of funny right now. China develops a TV for Leaf fans. Oh, fuck.
That was super entertaining.
Yeah, there you go. Play that again. So smash the TV and it still works. Because they lost to they're lost to a Zamboni driver tonight.
What do you even mean by that?
The Hurricane, they were playing the Hurricanes tonight, and the Hurricanes main goalie and their backup goalie got injured, so they had to go to an emergency backup goaltender, which in this case was the Zamboni driver for the Marlies. They was told to suit up, which is the farm team.
Really? So yeah. He's obviously actually a goalie, but not pro level. I guess
42-year-old Zamboni driver that was signed to
42. Wow.
Yeah, to be a backup goalie just in case something freak occurrence like this happens.
He's gonna be fucking like getting pats on the back for like a week straight, man.
Yeah, but he was playing for the opposing team, so. But he ended up winning. They were I think it was like 6-1 before he went in for the Hurricanes, and they managed to win 6-3 at the end. So he only let 2 goals.
So he really didn't do anything. He kind of sucked.
Well, it was in the middle of the second period, so I mean, if he really did suck against NHL caliber players,
well, or if the Leafs,
sure.
if the Maple Leafs had actual NHL caliber players, then it might have gone differently.
well, that's
Because
good.
they just
Well, they got Taylor Hall and Austin Matthews.
I don't even. Sure, why not? I haven't followed fucking anything in a long time.
Sports.
Yeah, pretty much.
Woo woo, you know it.
Yeah. If it ever gets to the point where there's two like Canadian based teams, I know like they're all basically Canadian teams full of Canadians, but if it gets to the point where there's like the Canadians versus the fucking Flames or something for the Stanley Cup, I would watch that. I would watch that. That would be that. It's been a long time since an actual Canadian based team has won the cup, but I think that'd be kind of cool. Aside from that, I don't care.
Montreal '93.
Yeah, been a while.
Yeah, I remember that time because I think at the time I was watching. I got pissed off because they beat the Leafs, and then I was like, fuck you guys! I hope you lose the next round, and they won the cup.
I think the Expos are going to do it.
The Kings beat the Kings beat the Leafs, and then Montreal beat the Kings. So that's how that happened.
The rivalries that exist between like Canadians and Leafs fans, and like I think it was the Senators are in there too. Like if you like one of those three teams, then like. Fucking die in a fire. Anybody who likes the other teams, kind of thing. For some of these people, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, they got to have all this built-up hatred, but for being supporters of loser teams that don't do shit. So, I mean, of course, they have to take that rage out on other teams and other fans.
I've just never really seen how like people that like cry when their team loses and shit. It's like, you know what? You're not actually. You realize you're not actually on the team, right? Like this isn't affecting you.
Yeah, you actually have nothing. Like, you actually have no effect at all on how well your team does. Yeah. You cheering in the stands.
Yeah, I understand being like, fuck, man, we lost or something like that. But to care that much that you like cry or something, or like, or like you get married and you have like a wedding themed on your favorite team or something.
You're a sports fan, you get wrapped into that, up in that.
Yeah, it's just too much for me.
Like it's okay. Your favorite team, all the players on the team, they're going to be okay when they go home to their bed full of money in the mattress.
Oh well, we lost.
You
won.
Fucking dupe.
Well, again, like the amount of money that they get paid to play a game is just like compared to all these other jobs where people are like doing things to like try to help the world or this and that. And these guys they're playing a fucking game and they're making more money than anybody else aside from like the top paid actors. It's outrageous and ridiculous, and I hate it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like this year, there's a potential for injury and stuff, so there should be a bit of a kind of bonus, I guess, because if you get injured, you can't play for a while, whatever, you need to still be able to live. But the amount of money they're making is like they could play. A lot of these people could play for a couple years and then just never do anything else for the rest of their life, and they'd be set because they make so much money.
The way I've heard it said, I don't agree with this per se, but the way it's been justified is that most of these guys have a career that's about 10 years long. And then after that, they usually have to retire because their body's fucked up. So
yeah, but again,
that's why they're compensated.
They have to retire from that. But
only
look at
players that are really talented make it far enough that they make the $1 million contracts. On top of that, the actual like playing careers of somebody who is really good might be like 10, 15, 20 years, but the people that don't generally make it only last like 5 or 6.
But no, I'll give you that.
They go work in a garage or something.
Look at the number of that they can do that, or like a number of them have gone. Well, not so many of them. You can't be like. A few of them have gone off onto like successful TV broadcasting type roles. A lot of other ones have started up kind of cool businesses with their like themselves and their like their famousness as kind of the root there, and they're able to
they can get whiskey.
Well
they can get someone to distill a whiskey for them, and then they get drunk in a hallway somewhere.
You go for it. But yeah, like TV careers, like Kelly Rudy who was the goalie for the Kings back in '93 when they beat the Leafs.
Or even like a Shaq now. Not so much a different sport, but Shaq is like in the that one football guy that I don't know his name, but he was like he's like bald with like the longish kind of hair. He's old. He's older now for sure. He's not a black guy. He's a white guy. He's one of the main sports like commentator guys for like all the NFL shit. Well, I can't think of his name though, but
Terry.
I was gonna say different sport altogether.
No, again, but like still, like the NFL guys still like they don't. I don't think they're not. I apologize, Greg. I'm sorry. I was just like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, stop talking over Greg.
That's fine. I'll just pour this beer.
No, but I agree, different sport is what I was going to say, but yeah,
No,
I'm not sure. Well,
I was gonna say it's different sport altogether, but George
Terry
Foreman made
Bradshaw.
more money off his fucking grill than
that
he
sounds
ever made
nice.
boxing.
that makes sense. No, yeah, boxers. There's again a lot of sports you can kind of quantify, like boxing and football, even. Like those people are fucking putting their bodies through a lot of shit just to entertain you. So fair enough.
Soccer players.
Oh yeah, they get super realistic injured all the time. It's so bad.
Christ. Sorry, I had to look at this. And nobody really cares about BB Barflies anymore, but they're making the BB Barfly Pro V2, and it's only $90.
There's
a fucking bottle opener.
I think they lowered the price on it. I think when they first brought it out, or one version of that, it was $150.
That's fucking.
I can't believe that fucking company.
That's the R word tripping down.
That's a terrible opener.
I can't believe that fucking company's still in business. Shitty, goddamn, stupid looking.
It's because it's because of Greg's beer reviews, man. Every beer review he does, he has that cool fucking switchblade thing and butterfly.
Hey there, guys! I got the BB Barfly, guys.
I've had my BB Barfly.
Well, Nick actually has one.
Pay for my knee surgery, guys.
Can you do the whole fucking fancy thing with it?
Oh, I don't want to try right now with glasses on my desk.
Tell you what, there, guys. This is Greg's beer review, guys.
I've had
pay for my knee surgery, guys, because I'm a big fat ass who fucking ruined my health all my life, guys, and now I need knee surgery because I can't fucking support my own weight, guys.
Hey, no,
I make my wife crawl on the floor.
And I pay for my subs,
shots, guys.
I pay for my subs,
and I paid for 2,000 out of my subs, guys, on subscription services early, guys, and I'm a big piece of shit, and I might actually have medical care if I was, a responsible person who voted the right way, but instead I'm a fucking Republican piece of shit, guys. Pay me money, guys.
Going back to the BB Barfly thing, I've had this since 2011, so that was back when these things were still
it's lasted.
These were still like a niche thing. Oh yeah, I mean it lasts.
Decent construction.
It used to have stickers on it that said Maxwell Star's beer review and all that shit, and you could sort of still make out part of it.
These things, like I don't know, like this one retailed for $20. I think I paid a lot less because I think I just returned a whole bunch.
I think mine was like 35 because I got a custom version.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I just bought it from the beer store, just the black off the shelf one. I mean, $20. I thought it was whatever. It's a
novelty.
Well, I mean, I bought it when like Albino Rhino was big into him for a little while there. So that's cool. I want one.
It's a novelty. Like if you can actually do the whole like flare thing with it, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, you can do that.
Going back to one quickly, what Lee was saying, the whole knee surgery thing. My mom also having to get her one knee replaced in a month or so. But hey, guess what? Canada. It's going to cost her nothing, so she doesn't have to fucking beg people. Yeah.
While we're bashing the American healthcare system, look at Mercy Beer's evening chats from Liverpoolian living in Houston, Texas.
Cheers.
So,
I've seen that word before, but I can't define it.
I'm assuming by Liverpoolian, like Liverpool, England.
Yeah, that's
that makes sense.
I think maybe Mercy Beers has been on. You've been on any like basement? Not what's his name? Blue Nose beer review stuff or something.
Then he said chaps. So
sounds oddly familiar.
Oh, look, we can see Lee. Hello.
Holy shit, Lee's got his thing
on. He looks so pretty.
He looks like
face guy.
Yeah, it looks kind of like TL or whatever his name is.
He's got a different angle going on that he's had left
Stargate.
I haven't seen that Evil Dead, Dawn of the Dead poster and stuff in a while. I like it. Oh, damn it! There it is. It went back.
Yeah, Liverpoolian. It's like a fucking Lilliputian, except for not as short.
What were you having that was on that empty plate back there, buddy?
Empty. Oh, that was from like yesterday. I can't remember what I ate yesterday.
Nice. This is why he doesn't turn his camera on.
Oh, it was probably hash browns. That's what it was.
There you go. Nice. I had an A&W hamburger today. It was tasty.
I had one of those wood-fired pizzas from Pomodori's, which was a free birthday pizza. All I had to do was show them my ID.
We're going to have some high-quality Domino's pizza shortly.
I think I'm going to...
Paying for it.
My sister Krista's birthday was like last week, so went to Casey's for her birthday because that's the only place in town that does the free birthday meal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then next week is my mom's birthday, so I think we're gonna go back there again. And it was funny. It's funny. I didn't even think about it. Like when the bills were coming at the end, I'm like, you know what? I'll get my sister. She's like, it's free, but it's only free up to $15 apparently. So I ended up paying about
That's
30.
still not bad.
I know I paid like 35 cents for her bill. So it's like,
Nice.
it was kind of funny.
I had
what are you doing,
there's
Lee?
a place called Jungle Gyms here. I had a $15 coupon for my birthday. Went there last night and then ate for like $10.
Yeah.
Jungle Gyms is like Chuck E. Cheese, except for it doesn't have a big rat or any games
or any arcade games. It kind of is descended into like that good for kids place, but the food's good.
It is like a fun restaurant, but the food's actually pretty good at Jungle Gyms, I will say.
So he says not living, just visiting. That's probably a good thing. You don't want to get stuck in the American healthcare system. And he says, "Yep, it's Adam. Been on the chat before. New handle. Hey, how you doing?
No, cheers.
You don't want to get stuck in Texas. That's
welcome back."
You will get fucked.
Wait on Jack in the Box from Uber Eats. I've never had Jack in the Box.
Nor have
I.
There's a lot of places in the States I like to try. Shake Stacks.
But it's funny that Greg was talking earlier before we went live.
What is Agnes trying to say there in the background?
That is. Agnes?
From where I'm sitting, the way Lee had his sweatshirt on his head before, I thought he had a long-haired wig on. If there's ever no, a little bit back. So I'm sure you're. Yeah, and it looked like a long hair wig on.
He looks like Ozzy Osbourne.
I feel like Lee with any kind of a decent, even myself, like it's been so long since I've seen myself with like a head of hair to have like a decently made wig on there. That'd be kind of interesting.
Kind of funny.
I love that.
Okay, so since I don't watch hockey, what's the whole thing that the Leafs lost to Zamboni?
The main goaltender and the main goaltender and the backup goaltender for the Carolina Hurricanes got injured, so they had to go to an emergency backup goalie that was kept on reserve in case a freak occurrence like this happens. So that happened to be the 42-year-old Zamboni driver for the Toronto Marlies was scheduled as backup, and they're like, dude, you got to go in. So they put him in middle of the second period when the Carolina Hurricanes were up 6-1, and they still won the game 6-3. And the guy managed to stop every shot except for two. It was just kind of
okay.
like he's just a fucking Zamboni driver. It's never played in the NHL before.
How many shots did he have?
What Lee just said? What Lee just said there? Yeah,
I don't know, but it's still kind of impressive. And the guy's never played an NHL game.
Oh, again, and being over 40.
Bottle opener.
Yeah,
that's way better than fucking Barfly. It never fucks up. It has no moving parts. It can never break on you.
And you can open up the big cans of apple juice and shit with that thing, man.
I can do that too.
Yeah,
a fucking can of apple juice.
And the sippy from your apple juice.
The backup goalie, to answer your question, he made 8 saves.
So not like again, like that's not really that many considering how long he played, but
it's more than I would make.
And I mean, considering the score before he went in, Carolina Hurricanes obviously have a better fucking defense going than the Maple Leafs.
Definitely tell
at least on that night.
Well, the Leafs don't have a good anything going on. Like, weren't they doing kind of good at the beginning of the season? From what I think I heard. I thought maybe.
No, they always suck. The Maple Leafs, terrible team. They always suck. Anyone who fucking roots for them are trash.
Well, I remember back when I used to be a bartender and stuff, and actually kind of there'll always be sports on in the background, and it was like the trend was the Maple Leafs would do really really good, and then get into the fucking playoffs, and then choke every single time in the playoffs for like many many years in a row. They do awesome all season long.
First round. They haven't made it past the first round in the playoffs for years.
Yeah.
All right. So
you know what it costs to go to a Leafs game? It's like $300 for a pair of tickets.
Yeah, because they're the most profitable
Church Brewing Co. Congregation.
Pilsner.
What are you drinking, Greg?
I am now into my aged Rochefort 10, which I must say is actually quite good. And then I'll just drink some more of my GLB low alcohol beers. So hopefully I don't fall asleep, but I will.
And Chris, what are you drinking?
Hi, Chris.
I'm still drinking the Detour, but just going back and finishing this topic of this backup goalie. David Ayers, he made He had 10 shots against them, 8 saves, 2 goals in. He now has a 1-0 record. 1 win, 0 losses for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Wow.
So
I'm still drinking the detour.
Nice.
So he's skating at 100 right now.
Yes, and he'll probably never go back in and have a perfect record.
Yeah.
So he's one of the all-time greats at this point.
Great.
I was going to say, like, how many other goalies can say they have a perfect record? I am currently drinking Flying Monkeys liquid diarrhea juice. Fucking
killer cupcake panda.
fucking nasty.
Cupcake panda her.
I hate it, but
I am drinking a Innocent Gunnin vintage from 2015, which is a bit of a letdown. Didn't really age as well as they kind of said it would.
Well, I don't think they meant you to age it for like 5 years.
For 5 years. 4 years, actually. It was.
I think most beers
January
out there.
2016 is when it was bottled, according to this. So,
like, what's the? It's from every beer that everyone here's drank. What's the that you can remember?
wow.
What's the longest that a beer has said explicitly on the label that it can be aged? I've seen I think 3 or 4 years maybe max that it's said on the bottle.
Thomas Hardy says, 10, 25 years, something like that.
Thomas Hardy's last for decades.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a barley wine, though, isn't it?
It all comes down to kind of
a barley wine,
Fuller's,
old ale, in that nebulous.
Yeah, Fuller's vintage lasts a long time too.
Okay.
I got two Thomas Hardys from this year's batch that I'm going to kick around. One for I think it was already aged at the LC Boat for 2 years before it released anyway. But I'm going to age one for 5 years, see if I can age the other for 10 years. I bet you they'll both suck when I open them. But
nice. The longest age one I've had, the best longest age one I've had, was definitely that fucking Long Dark Voyage that Nick brought with him when he came.
That was 2013 Long Dark Voyage.
That held up fantastically well.
The oldest beer I ever had was a 2009 San Bois vintage. My buddy Sif got.
And how old was it you had it?
I think we had it in 2015, 2016.
Oh, really?
So it was 7 years old at the time. I've actually got, and it's technically older than that now. I've actually got a 2011 bottle of Fuller Santa Bois vintage that's still aging. It's actually brewed by me. Sent it to me. It was in my first beer mail.
It's still so it's either still aging or it's currently getting more and more horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a vintage, right? So I imagine it's fine.
I have yet to find any beer that gets better after about a year of age. Like there are some hot beers that they settle down after about a year and are amazing. And after that, I find they just start to fall off.
There we go. So yeah, Mercy Beer says LMAO. Rochefort 10, quite good. Only one of the best Trappist beers. He's not wrong. Innocent Gun is shit, which he's also not wrong.
I think he tried to go. I think he tried to go with Shite.
Shite.
Yeah,
it's stayed good. It's still perfectly drinkable. It's just that it's kind of weak. And considering they're calling it first fill Kentucky bourbon barrels for 100 days, I would expect more bourbon out of this.
I've never had either of these beers you're speaking of now. Never even. I've heard of the import one. I think. Never barley one though. Brewdog.
Right.
And see, in terms of quads like this, I'm one of those people. I generally prefer them fresh, so I think a fresh one of this is better than this one's aged for.
I don't think I've ever had I've had that beer, but I've never had aged.
Rochefort 10, is that even considered a quad? I thought it was a Belgian strong there. Chemin Bleu.
I thought it was a quad. Maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah, isn't the other one the quad, the Rochefort 8 or whatever the fuck it is?
I thought that was the strong. I didn't know. Well,
it might
just
be
says extra strong beer, so I don't know.
Because quad is actually a brand name from the Trap. Because
no, but isn't it supposed to be fermented
style as well?
4 times?
Well, yeah, it's kind of, but it was the archetype of the style. Everybody calls it a quad because do a double, triple. Those were actually names for styles, but La Trap came along with a beer that they called the quadruple to indicate.
Don't you start throwing down some fucking beer history on us, Nick. This ain't the A101, you show off, motherfucker.
Gotta be fucking educated with this shit.
Nick's got Nick. I think
for every beer tonight.
Nick's probably got 5 tabs on his internet open with different fucking websites for every single beer he's drinking. It's look at this, look at this, look at this. Ha ha! Talk about this.
I gotta mash your face.
Probably about it. Guaranteed, he's got probably 30 tabs alone about 2 beer fucking open.
Oh, I don't.
I've probably got a good 20 tabs, maybe even more actually open right now, but they're not really beer related.
I have one tab
I've got
open.
Probably about 30 tabs open, but it's all eBay, Amazon, Sony Alpha Rumors, Facebook.
My free cam.
quickly.
I always have like a bunch of YouTube kind of tabs open that I want to like videos that I haven't got to yet that I want to watch. And yeah,
I just use bookmarks. That's why my computers don't die early because they're not running 18 tabs.
Well, my computer's got 16 gigs of RAM, so I don't have to worry about it.
The internet's never been a source for.
I don't know, Nick. Your fucking little monitor back there keeps making me worried that you do need to worry about it.
That one's got 16 gigs too.
Anyway. And a brand new
it's looking pretty
to
red.
him video card.
That I
Looking
think
pretty
the
hot.
reason why I was playing around with the monitoring software is because I think I had to replace the thermal interface material and like redo the paste on the GPU because it seems to be running a little choppy. But then again, I mean,
with my
nerd alert! Nerd alert!
Does the GPU have aftermarket cooler installed?
No, it's the original cooler, but it's 4 years old, and that stuff breaks down after a while, especially on newer ones.
Putting me in the cooler.
Really, I've never known thermal paste to do that.
Yeah,
I was Arctis 7 is the. I have like if you need some and you want to come by and get it, I've got like enough
I've got a brand new tube of Arctic MX4.
So much like you buy like you can't buy enough for just a couple. You have to buy enough for like 50 fucking computers at a time. It's ridiculous. Like you're good for the rest of your life. I bought like a little like thing. There's like I have a bottle of like specialized kind of alcohol that you put on a thing and to clean it off.
Let's go back to
the
a
new one
topic. We actually did.
Sorry.
We actually do. They actually do call on Untapped at least call Trappist Ghost for 10 a quadruple. So Greg wins.
Okay, well.
Was it? Brewdog's most common barley wine is Clown King. Nice,
interesting. Never even heard of that.
I've never had that. I've had the strongest beer I've had from Brewdog. I think is the Cocoa Psycho, which is like their Imperial Coffee Stout or something. I actually got a bottle of aged stuff. I should drink that. Mercy Beer says the close all tabs. Life is too short. Redbeard. It's called a watch later playlist.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. Again, they're all right there. I just gotta click on the tab and watch it. I close the tab and then it's all good. I've never had any issues with that. It's all good. And I've got like when I have the pin tabs too on the one side. So go ahead, Nick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11.
All right, so Violent by Design is in the chat saying, "How's it going, guys? Cheers, cheers, Violent."
Going.
I currently have 24 tabs open.
And of course,
Cheers.
Cheers. Chris says cheers.
Just how I roll.
How
I'm a
Can
tab.
you mute? Hey, Nick, can you mute Greg, please?
Oh, he sounds like he's getting his pizza.
Holy fuck!
He's muted.
I put this hood on and I look like a friar from middle.
You do. I was going to say that too.
You're
look
like a Trappist.
I'm friar fuck.
Friar fuck. Friar don't give a fuck.
Friar fuck. Friar don't give a fuck.
There, I muted Greg.
Oh, hi.
Did you get your pizza?
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
What did you get on your pizza?
Well, my wife got. You'll like my wife's pizza better. My wife got pepperoni and mushroom. They're both deep dish pizzas, and I got pineapple and green olive.
I don't actually.
No
wow,
meat?
Green olive's fine, but the other one.
Like the pepperoni one, I would probably go for because it's easier to pick mushrooms off generally than green olives. Like
fuck both of
So
you.
you don't like mushrooms?
I'm not a fan of mushrooms. I'm not a fan of green olives, so it's kind of fun.
Mushrooms are delicious.
Like I don't mind an olive now and then, but olives on pizza, it takes over everything. I find it's too much for me.
I love it. No,
I know.
See. I'm eating trying to avoid pork. Not that I'm not eating it, but I just try to avoid it. So I love green olive. I love pineapple. So it makes a perfect pizza for me.
Yeah.
That being said, I'll probably end up eating half my wife's pizza anyway. So
randomly, a new like small like it's like a takeout only Pizza Hut location opened up, and it's been so long since I've been there. And I went and got I got like a small Hawaiian, and holy fuck, is Pizza Hut tasty! It's been a long time since I had it, but it was fucking
the best
delicious,
pizza out
man.
there. I don't care.
It was goddamn delicious. It really was. Like the perfect ratio of fucking ham to pineapple, and like just great. The cheese was really everything about it was just really tasty. It blew my mind. Been a long time.
I've always said that Pizza Hut was the best. It still is the best pizza out there. It's greasy as fuck, but it's still good.
You don't get to talk about what the best pizza
I knew you were going to
place
say
is.
this.
Like,
Yeah,
you are not in this conversation, sir. You and your little Red Baron bullshit, whatever.
I knew you were going to bring that up. That's
with your pre-cooked bacon you put on it or whatever. Fuck, I don't...
There is a place here in town called Arugula, and they're like they got like the whole wood-fired stove thing going on. It's a really tasty pizza, but price-wise, like it makes Pizza Hut actually look kind of cheap comparatively, and
it's fucking cheap. What are you talking about?
No, like I find if you go to Pizza Hut compared to a lot of other, Pizza Hut is, I don't want to say like premium pizza, but like kind of.
Are you just comparing it to other chain restaurants? Is that what we're doing here?
A little bit, like 2 for $1 and pizza and that kind of stuff. Like if you go those places, it's but also the quality is you get
any good little like Lebanese run pizzeria is gonna fucking blow any of that shit out of the water, man.
No, yeah, I'll give you again like the one here at Arugula, the flavor. They make damn tasty pizza. The one thing you gotta do though, if you're ever here in North Bay and you get some, or actually if you're ever at any place that makes a wood-fired pizza, my recommendation: don't allow that. Like, tell them to not slice it. Give it if you want to take it to go. Don't slice the pizza, because the way they do it, it's the grease. Like they'll slice it, and the grease will seep through those fucking cracks. And when you go to eat the pizza, the whole bottom of the fucking dough is all greasy as well. And it's like, no, if you don't cut it, bring it home, let it sit for like 5 minutes and kind of not be super hot, and then slice it, and it's fucking some of the tastiest pizza in the world. But no, sorry, that was a random little tangent I went off on. I apologize.
I don't know. I don't claim to be a pizza connoisseur by any means, but we've tried a few local pizza places around here, and frankly, Domino's is better than most of them, and it's cheaper. So that's why we order it.
Domino's is decent.
I think of all the big name pizza brands, I think Domino's is the best. I mean, Pizza I cannot stand. I think it's awful.
Yeah, I would definitely go with Domino's over Pizza.
It's been a while since I've had Pizza Hut, but I always remember enjoying Pizza Hut.
I would say I like Papa John's better than Domino's.
I have yet to have Papa John's. I've never
had it either.
You really should try it.
It's been a while.
But if you have it now, is it the same?
Papa John's a bit of a piece of shit, but I mean the pizza that he makes is actually really good.
I don't care. I don't know
actually, Chris eats that often enough-ish. Would you say, because he was saying, Papa John, the piece of shit guy, was saying that, when apparently he lied. He said like he ate fucking 40 pizzas in a month or something like that. It's like, and then it came out that he was,
you haven't seen.
But he was like, I guess he said that once he like left, kinda, they changed the recipe. Do you find that to be a thing?
Well, Papa John's?
Yes.
I haven't had it since that chaos, whatever happened. But the original owner from Papa John's used to be partners with the original owner of Pizza Hut, and then they split.
Really?
Yeah.
That Pizza Hut's get worse over time. It used to be really good.
The guy, like I said, I hadn't had it in a while, and I had it, and not even. I didn't find it to be really, compared to other stuff. It wasn't that greasy at all. To be honest, the stuff I had, it was damn tasty. I guess once you increase the size, I had it small. You get medium, more cheese, more grease large, even more cheese, more grease might pool. But on the small I had, there was no excess greasiness at all. It was fucking tasty.
I don't know. I just feel like I like Pizza Hut. Like Pizza Hut's crust is always good and kind of like greasy. Like they actually have like the crust pre-made, and then they take them out of the fridge and then put the toppings on top of them. Whereas like a place like Papa John's, I think I actually roll it there, like take a ball and flatten.
No. Pizza Hut, they roll their dough. Like I do the Hood fans there, and they totally roll their own dough there.
Must be
at least here in North Bay, they do.
Maybe they changed. I don't know. It's been a while since I was last to Pizza Hut, so
like every single place in town.
The comment that's on the screen here for the last 5 minutes. Violent by Design says the optimal, most underrated topping combo is pineapple, bacon, and onion. You're gonna draw a big bad reaction here, and on some occasions had meatballs to that. I will support your decision for pineapple and bacon. I'm not a fan of onions. Chris might differ.
A little bit of onion. Yeah. A little bit of onion is if it's overwhelming with onion, then no. Like when I was
pineapple, bacon, and ham. Pineapple, bacon, ham. I love a good Hawaiian.
That's basically a Hawaiian right there. Yeah.
You know what's actually a good combo.
I'm not a fan of onions on mine.
This Indian chick I worked with, she actually talked to me about it. You put hot pepper and pineapple together, and it's sort of hot and sweet at the same time.
Yeah.
It's actually quite good.
That could be good. Though again, like for all the ingredients, it's all about the ratio. Like for me, it depends. Like red onions, I'm not huge on, but like a Spanish onion or something, just it's got that kind of a sweet flavor to it. And if it's just a little bit on the pizza, I can deal with that.
It says Hawaiian is amazing. Try to get a Pizza Hut, UK, US app shenanigans. Oh, for Uber Eats.
Must be. Is it a Spanish onion a red onion?
No, the Spanish is the biggest. Spanish is the big white one. I'm not sure an alternate name for red onion. There probably is one, but
Little Caesars dish pizza to rule the world.
I feel like maybe I've slipped
Little
into
Caesars
another
gives me the
like
shits.
universe, like the man.
You see this?
Little Caesars is horrible.
Mandela effect has happened or whatever, where I'm now in a universe where everyone's fucking pineapple on their fucking pizza.
Are you fucking dumb? It's over there.
Hey, you know what?
People are crazy.
People can like things they don't like, man.
With any of you guys.
No,
they can't. They're not allowed.
Because we have good taste.
Bad.
No, it's great. It's fantastic.
Real pizza, apparently.
They pizza with no adventure on it at all. It's boring.
I'm pretty sure that like the other day there was only like one or two of you that were super retarded about this subject, and the rest of you were normal human beings. I think I have slipped into another universe where everyone's just fucking retarded about pizza.
No, well, Chris has said, Craig, you got a problem with pineapple on pizza?
I love pineapple pizza.
Nick, you got a problem with pineapple pizza?
What am I talking about?
There we go. So Lee is the one. Lee is the one man out kind of thing for sure. Mm-hmm. Or maybe we're all fine. Or maybe we're all fine, and you're the one who's retarded.
We actually lost a viewer because of the
I need to.
I will say that
it's possible. It's possible.
Maybe pineapple pizza is that it's a very polarizing subject, but I do like a good Hawaiian pizza.
Maybe when you slip through and enter this reality, something happens.
Look what Mercy Beers just said. Uber Eats guy was on a fucking bicycle in Houston. Insane.
Wow.
How far did he travel with your food, and how cold is it now? That's hilarious.
Did you say you got Jack in the Box?
Check who's the
like a burger place?
Who's the president of the United States in this reality that I slipped into?
Ronald Reagan, the TV star?
It still sucks here. I'm not sure who it is where you are from, but it still sucks here.
By the way, Redbeard just ripping into Lee there, that really gave me
just
some
walking
vibes
into traffic.
Of, like, Vader killing Palpatine at the end of Return of the Jedi. Like, good for you, Redbeard. Stand up to your master.
That's fucking hilarious.
I'm just gonna walk in the traffic now. That's fine.
Is there traffic where you are though? How long do you have to wait? Isn't there like aren't you in the middle of nowhere? Okay.
Yeah, he throws.
No, I'm right next to a fucking Canadian. I'm right next to the basically the only Canadian fucking Air Force base on this side of the fucking.
Oh, fair enough. Cool.
There's plenty of traffic.
I get to go clean the hood fans. I get to go clean the hood fans at the base here on Thursday. Wee.
There you go.
A wee.
You should see if you can clean the hood fans with some hot army traffic.
I haven't to see any of those up there, but seen a couple that
really
are
get
cute
those
enough. But
it's basically a sausage fest.
Yeah, what you get is a bunch of dudes, and then you get a bunch of like pregnant or you know or fucking teenage moms with trying to hook and you know get a meal ticket.
Oh, it's like you live up in Pervney, whatever the fuck it's called.
Got to get those rations.
Yeah, all the 16-year-olds with like 2-year-old kids want to show you their vaginas, apparently.
Yeah, except for, you know.
Oh, like that in Paternovic?
God damn it.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it, apparently.
Pervernitic or whatever it is. Yeah, Mercy Beer says his food is 25 minutes and is lukewarm. Because I'm pretty sure, isn't like Jack in the Box a burger place? Does that mean your fries are fucking cold now and gross?
Yeah, that'd be bad.
See, this is one thing.
It depends on what Jack in the Box fries is like.
This is one thing where I'm very different from most people. Is I like all my shit lukewarm. I cannot tolerate anything hot.
God. You know what the fucking worst fries are to have lukewarm? Is fucking KFC. Gross. I mean, their fries are kind of gross on a good day, but
gross.
Ironically,
KFC fries.
KFC's old fries, like the ones from like 20 years ago, were better, kind of lukewarm than the current ones are.
Yeah, the current ones that
There's
they switched to
there's
like
a
20,
reason.
10, 15 years ago suck.
Yeah, there is a fucking reason why KFC offers you like a big tub of gravy to go along with their fries.
Yeah, you basically need it. No, their fries are shit.
Like their fries are
chicken.
Their fries are so bad that if you reheat them, they never get good again. They never get edible. They're still garbage.
Nice.
You put them in the oven and reheat them, they're still garbage.
Is that where you're drinking their Violent by Design? It looks nice.
Ooh. See, that's the funny thing is my favorite fast food place of like the true fast food place. I'm not talking like Five Guys or anything because they're kind of a little bit higher end. Is Wendy's, and I love their burgers, but I never get their fries because I think their fries are really crappy. So they don't really give you the full
Wendy's
experience.
Fries.
Wendy's fries aren't terrible, but they're not great.
They're not terrible, but honestly, I'm somebody who likes to figure like if I'm gonna have the calories, I'd rather just order a second burger than fries. So I'll order Wendy's. I'll have a triple burger because I'm a fat dude, and I'll have a chicken sandwich on the side.
Okay. Going back to like what Greg said, the only place that I will like specifically make sure I get fries is McDonald's. And going back and kind of
McDonald's fries,
opposite of yours,
they have to be fresh.
Yeah, they again like what you're saying. You don't like hot. Like when it comes to fries, like my burger and stuff, it can be lukewarm. That's fine, but my fries have to be hot and fresh, or they're just lukewarm fries suck.
Especially for
they come all fucking soggy and blah blah blah. It's like, woo, my fries now lasso.
My second favorite fry is actually from Wendy's, but you know what? A&W does a decent job these days too. Like A&W's like gotten better over the last 10 years.
A&W poutine is good.
Not a fan of.
Had a poutine from Montana's tonight.
Listen, here's my issue with A&W. I find they're incredibly inconsistent. I don't know if it's location to location or time frame to time frame. I have had A&W meals that have been absolutely phenomenal, and I've had ones that were shit, and I literally wanted to return them, but I ate them anyway.
For me, McDonald's is the one that I have consistency issues with.
Like, McDonald's.
Well, yeah, McDonald's, depending what product you get, can be very inconsistent.
I've never had a bad
McDonald's fries. It depends on how long those fries have been sitting there. Are they busy? Are they? Because if they're busier, they're usually making more, and you eat them, get those room fast. But you go in like an off hour or something like that, you get fries. Who knows if they've been there for 5-10 minutes or not?
Well, it's funny here in North Bay. If you go to McDonald's during like the last like half an hour, 45 minutes of them being open, like they have the whole like heat lamp thing where they'll keep the fries, but when they're closing up, they want to clean that. So they'll make fries and then just like have a takeout tray and put the fries in that takeout tray and just leave that kind of under the warming thing where the sandwiches are. And I'll walk in and see that and I'll be like, I wanted a burger and stuff, but with not those fries, please, because they've been sitting there for who knows how long.
Going back to the comments, Mercy Beer says that he got curly fries and they're okay. Curly fries, I find, are a different animal. Like curly fries that are been out for a while from like Arby's or something, I find they're better than your regular shit fries.
I'm gonna go eat pizza
because the seasoning on them because it makes up for it.
You're eating fries made of animals?
Curly fries, you moron. Anyway.
Fuck you.
Violent Design says, hell yeah. Oh, other half run. He did another half run. The beer fridge is full. That is awesome.
Canuck.
The first time you said that was very like other half run. The first time you said that, it was interesting.
And Violent by Design says, off the 10th, had to pick up one of my favorites that got released today, the Dreamiest plus cream and get the honey.
That sounds weird.
That sounds fucking fantastic. I gotta make my way over to Rochester. It's fucking an hour and 10 minutes away or less to get over there. The other half, but I need to go on.
You poor guy. You poor guy being so far away. It's terrible.
I mean, it's Saturday. Was it a release date today? Because interesting. Because if they're releasing them on Saturdays, I'm gonna go for a drive in the morning. Next week, maybe the week after.
Sorry,
Violet, let me know when they do the releases. Violet.
What's your favorite kind of release, Greg?
Jesus Christ.
I thought. Good times.
Is that what you were fishing for? A gross answer like that?
I thought you might be a little bit more witty / descriptive, but semen works.
Sorry to disappoint you.
It's okay. I'm okay.
But I haven't been to any good beer releases lately because I don't know. GLB they're actually a brewery that does things right, and they actually release things in good quantities that you don't have to fucking line up for it to get it. And Bellwoods has been nothing but disappointment lately, and I don't really go to any other breweries because
I'm gonna make my way up to Barncat because Jamie's loving their stuff right now, and if they're bringing out some good stuff, I'm gonna go back out there. I'm not gonna go anytime soon because I really want to wait till Rat Queen and stuff is out.
Apparently, Bellwood's Jelly King, whatever the fuck it is, has arrived in the LCBO here.
Yeah,
might grab one of those.
Pretty much a by the numbers sour.
In Niagara Falls showed up. Beard of Zeus showed up in Niagara Falls LCBO.
Well, get some of that because we're gonna beer analysis that, right, Nick?
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking of it. You send me one anyway. Violent by Design says Saturdays are the big releases, usually 5+ beers. Wow,
perfect.
Well, it's like every week. There's 5+ new beers from other half a week,
or sometimes they do rotations, right? I hope. I don't know. Fuck, if they're new ones, man, I'm going to go every fucking week.
Trail Whale do like 1 or 2.
How big is that? Is it like how big is other half? Like size wise, brewery wise, are they fucking
there's
huge?
2 of them
like
now, right? There's one in Brooklyn and there's one in Rochester.
Okay. Because I'm just thinking like Sawdust City, they got a pretty big location, but it's not like compared to something like Collective Arts, they're fucking tiny. But they're doing the whole at least one new beer every week again thing this year, which is kind of cool. And actually, this year, that'd be a cool thing to maybe do. If someone wants to find one and ship it to Nick, maybe wait a little bit on that one you're gonna at the Beard of Zeus, Greg. And if you can find a Twin Pines by Sawdust City, that's finally making it to the LCBO this year. For the first time ever.
I like that beer because of the Back to the Future reference.
But you know what?
The beer itself is awesome.
Both Lone Pine and Twin Pine are fantastic beers.
And actually, alongside, I actually did an order from Sawdust City. It should be here on Monday or something like that.
You get the Back to the Future reference with that beer, don't you?
No, I know the Back to the Future reference. You got the What was
the
mall?
One
was the Twin Pine Mall, and then he ran.
It was
over
Twin
the
Pine
tree,
Mall, and then he
Lone
ran over
Pine
the
Mall.
tree, and then it's Lone Pine Mall. Thing.
No, I get your Back to the Future reference. I want to go see Jaws 17 or whatever. Which one?
They released a second double IPA alongside Twin Pines this year called Binary Effect or something like that. That I was like, that sounds really cool too. It's apparently a super hazy, super juicy double IPA, which I want. So I ordered. The Sawdust City has a free shipping if you order over $100. So I think I hit like 110 or so.
The one time I ordered from Sawdust City, I just ordered a whole shit ton of stuff so I could get free shipping.
Well, I like 4-pack. I'll take 4 of those and 4. I got like 4 more of the coffee Long Dark Voyage. I think 4 more of the regular Long Dark Voyage. Some more of that Viva stuff. Well, again, I'm sending Dan a second package because his package was supposed to contain way more impressive, cool Sawdust City stouts, but I took too long to send it, and I just ended up drinking them because they're so good. So,
oh my god!
This time I'm going to actually
You're like a crack dealer that just smokes his own product.
So Violent by Designs is saying on the chat here. It says today
I still sent a bunch of beers.
Today they released at least 14 different cans. At Other Half. They announce on Instagram, Other Half Rochester on Instagram. Beers. I'm gonna actually follow that right now. There's another chat. There's another comment down there too, Nick from.
Carrie's supposed to send someone some weed, and he's just smoking it now.
That's Instagram. We are the Other Half. So that's their Instagram channel. If anybody wants to see it. Anyway, so Mercy Beer says Verdant Putties released in the UK that I missed. Bellwood's Jelly King is not that blowing it. Is that not blow what? Bellwood's Jelly King is that not blowing it up at Cloudwater Friends and Family Event? What?
Could be.
Oh, Bellwood's Jelly King is that not blowing it up at Cloudwater Friends and Family Event? I'm not sure. Redbeard, did you ever get your Collective Arts issue sorted? I think you did. Didn't you? You got a whole bunch of beers from them.
The first bad beer I had, they sent me 4 beers, and then I had another bad beer, and I explicitly said, I don't need any more beer. I just want to let you know that this is the thing you have going on. And they're like, no problem, we'll send you more beer. So apparently more beer's coming.
Breweries? Is it Flying Monkeys that gave you the fuck you check of $5?
I deposited that, man. It was fucking It's profit.
I
The
think
beer's like
that's the nicest fuck you somebody has ever given you. Like, you got a bad beer, here's a check for $5. I'm gonna write you a fucking check for $5.
It was funny. I liked it.
It was awesome.
It's kind of cool.
Still.
Yeah, thanks for the hook up there, Violent. I see that on the Instagram.
And again, like just breweries that are that like it could have been me, it could have been anybody, but if they're like, you know, like you got a bad beer, we're gonna fuck.
What the hell was that?
Like I appreciate that from them, kind of thing. What was what now?
You cut out.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I apologize. I don't know what happened. That's very weird. I know my the OBS fucking virtual cam thing is kind of being weird right now. We're like, you know, I don't even need to be using it right now. The only reason I use it is for this, and we're not doing a fucking like, you know, but like, woo, you know, it's the only reason, or that as well, playing Carcassonne. But right now I don't need it, so I'm just gonna. Give me a second. I'm gonna fix my camera.
Oh, Violent by Design says, I'd like to take a trip up to Vermont area. Lots of good places up there. Take a trip to Burlington Beer and Bissell Bros. Alchemist. Ooh, Alchemist.
There we go.
I'd really love to someday try a Focal Banger.
You know, it'd be awesome if I ever won the lottery for like a couple million. I would like get all of us together and fucking I wouldn't even rent it. I would buy a bus or something, a big fucking cool RV, and all of us take a fucking sweet like road trip around the fucking the best breweries.
Go to Matt's beer thing and pass through Alchemist and all that on the way there.
That would actually be pretty cool as well. But I'm just saying, like, to get all of us together and have a fucking road trip thing would be a fucking shit ton of fun, I think.
We could like compete with Bang Bus. We could pick up whores on the street. And
there you go. I'd get a separate like, with the big powerful, the best, the good RVs. You can tow a trailer. We can have like the bang trailer behind.
Bang.
We don't kind of deal with you.
We don't need a trailer. We don't need any segregation here. We just have it happen right in the Bang Bus. Everyone watching, everyone seeing everyone's dicks out, fucking running a train on
some your dick out.
Poor young girl. What are you doing? You got a boyfriend? Yeah, I got a boyfriend.
And we're like, where's the?
You want to come on this? You want to come on this bus and fuck? Okay.
And we're like, where's the YouTube channel for the road trip? It's like, yeah, it's actually a channel up on Pornhub. You know, sorry.
Yeah, and it's on OnlyFans.
Oh, god damn it!
It's always amazing how accommodating those women are.
I'm so close to being done.
It's amazing.
I'm almost done this horrible beer. I'm so happy.
So Google Maps says that.
I want you to like plug your nose and then just finish it.
Because I feel like the aftertaste might kill me afterwards. It's not good.
Oh wow! Someone threw some shade of Redbeard Mercy beers.
Whoa! Whores in the street. Redbeard was already on the bus.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know what? The way he spelled whores makes me just not feel insulted at all. So it's fine.
Whores.
You're a hooer.
No, he spelled it whores. Whores. That's
hooah.
Hooah. Yeah.
Sensible.
And she's got a great ass, and you got your head stuck straight up it.
All right then. Violent asking if Matt does that again. Are any of you guys going again? Like, it depends on my money situation, if I'm the timing and stuff, and yeah, like getting down that far away from me. Like, Matt lives where again?
Hope, New Jersey.
So like Hope, New Jersey.
Yeah. Wait, is he doing Beer Fest next year for that thing? Oh yeah, okay. I just read the comment. He does. Listen, I recommend you don't go because Joe got murdered and skinned alive last year.
Yeah.
Well, just because Paul killed somebody doesn't mean he's going to kill anybody this year.
Oh.
And admittedly, Joe was probably. I think Joe probably had really comfortable skin. Like, I imagine just skinning Joe and wearing him as a parka would be just fucking like really.
That would be the ultimate jacket review, wouldn't it?
You know what? It's actually it says Google Maps telling me 9 hours 58 minutes. Yeah. So I feel like I could shave at least probably an hour off that. So 9 hours. It took probably a good. Well, that was with Nick though. Having somebody in the car makes it more enjoyable. Like it took us a good 8 or so hours to get down to the.
Maybe you should get somebody in the
last
car
time.
with you that knows how to drive a fucking stick shift so they can
Shut
actually
up,
drive.
Shut up, Greg Beard.
That he's not totally wrong, Nick. That would have been a nice thing. That would have been nice to do, but.
I'm sorry.
And again, like at some point, if you ever get the opportunity to learn, it takes one day of like somebody letting you kind of abuse their clutch, and you'll get the hang of it. And it's really not hard.
Well, here's the fucking thing I don't understand, Nick. The car you drive, it comes in a stick shift, does it not?
Yes, it does. It comes in a stick shift version.
If you bought the stick shift version of your car, it would be like 15% faster than the automatic version. So why the fuck don't you buy the stick shift version?
And nowadays with Corollas, it's generally a bit cheaper to get the manual. So
well, yeah, it was like I could have got a 2013 or 2012 Corolla for like $8,000 with a stick shift.
One time, just my
but
friend and
I
had the most
got tendonitis in both wrists. I don't want to be fucking shifting gears all the time. So.
Oh, but you know what? It's second nature. My friend and I once. Okay, this is going back in high school where my dad had a Chevrolet. It was a Cavalier, okay?
Yay, my beer's empty.
My friend had the exact same car. It was a Cavalier. His was a stick shift. My dad's was an automatic. And one time we just lined it up at the end of my street like a bunch of assholes and decided to race them. And he smoked me. The exact same car, exact same horsepower. But
but there's a loss of power transmission when it comes to an automatic transmission.
Yeah. So you should just learn how to drive a stick shift and freaking.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck about takeoff speed, man.
You need to take off speed.
I
gives a
would love
shit.
to
It's not like
learn.
it's not like he's living Fast and the Furious. It's not like he's going to be Tokyo drifting any goddamn time soon. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Such a stupid argument.
He's not wrong. I mean, I'd love to learn, but I wouldn't want to have a standard transmission full time.
Yeah, no, I completely got no problem with that. I just thought it would be like anybody when they learn to drive. I feel like they should learn to drive on a standard because just being able to have that skill could come in handy down the line. And if you can drive a manual transmission, then it's not the other way around. Like if you drive an automatic, you can't necessarily drive a standard. If you drive a standard, you can 100% drive an automatic. It's like just like why not learn that out of the gate and then. Like, you know, that's just like if I ever have kids, they will learn how to drive a standard and then have the option when they get their first car, whatever. Do you want a standard or automatic? Whatever you want. Like, I personally like feeling a bit of that little bit more connected to the car, I guess, and shifting and just I don't know. I love it. I love a manual transmission.
I'm not going to disagree with people with like that kind of thing, but I don't really care enough that I want to go to the trouble of buying. I don't really want to buy one.
Well, no, again, like I can see you like
I'd love to learn.
You're saying.
I'm not saying I'd love to learn. I was actually kind of thinking I'd like to get like a cheap standard transmission car just to learn on it, like just something like you pick up for like $2,000.
You know what though, like contact, like there's got to be a place that you go to get your license in your city somewhere, a driving school. Contact them and say you want to learn how to drive a standard. That would probably be your best bet without having to like spend money. Like again, you don't want to have your own car that's standard.
Okay, spend $500 on getting somebody to train me how to drive a standard, or buy a $500 beater car.
Again, the course to get your license generally is around $500, but just to learn how to drive a standard when you already know how to drive, I feel like that person might just do it on the side for like $100.
Anyway, let's go back to the comments.
Why not call and ask? Like I'm just saying, man. If you want to learn,
me and Redbeard says Nick weighs the car down. Maybe leave Redbeard ego behind.
Why would you want to learn a manual when those are going the way of the dinosaur?
UK standard is
it's a more enjoyable it's a more enjoyable driving experience.
At this point, like
that's highly subjective bullshit.
Lee's kind of right, but at the same time, these days having a manual transmission is almost an extra level of fucking like theft deterrence. Because like somebody like, get in the car. What the fuck do I do now? It's like I can do it. I'm fine. And again, that's a personal preference. I like driving a standard, and like again, like why they're going the way of the dinosaur, but still some people desire them. So I feel like it'll always be a thing for those specific people. And again, if you're going to learn how to drive and you have the opportunity to learn a standard, why not? Just so you have that skill if you ever might want it or need it. Because, like I said, if you drive a standard, you can automatically drive an automatic, not the other way around. It's
Does
just
anybody know if there's any electric cars that are standard, or are they all automatic?
They would have to be all automatic the way they were.
So that's what's going to happen to standard and manual transmission.
They only have one gear. It's not standard shifting. It's one gear.
Yeah, exactly. So now when the
it's not so much that they're one gear, they're all CVT.
That's a decent point, Chris. But at the same time, that's a few countries I think are going to go full electric in our lifetime. But overall, gas cars are not going to be completely phased out in our lifetime. And at the same time, some electric car company out there might be like, we want to preserve that driving experience and make an electric car that has some kind of gearing system. Who the fuck knows what might happen? Like, the electric cars are still kind of.
They'll go to business.
I don't think they would actually. I think that might be a thing that would appeal to some people. Depending on how it's done and if it's like not going to affect the energy efficiency and stuff.
I would say that it'd probably be relegated to the enthusiast market.
I wonder if the next Subaru STI is going to be electric.
What's in the can, Redbeard?
I've got the new, as far back as I can remember, New England IPA from the Great Lakes.
What the hell Subaru does with their next STI, because they're fucking using a 20-year-old engine at this point.
It's damn tasty.
Who's got an STD?
See this thing? Look how fucking crazy hazy this is. This is a great looking beer. Wow, this is nice.
I'm out of beer. I gotta get a beer.
So you're not out of beer?
No, I'm not. I have nothing in front of me.
I'm out of beer.
Gotcha.
You know what?
Another beer.
I'm gonna grab another beer. I'll be right back.
My car, if I could if I raced my car against another dude in automatic, he would smoke the fuck out of me. Apparently there's only like a 0.03 0 to 60 difference between my car and automatic. Realistically, with my skill level, it's more like a good second.
Yeah, these days automatic transmissions have come a a long way. I can't deny that at all.
I could smoke in my WRX.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
In my WRX, that's the CVT engine with the paddle shifters. I can blow a shitload of cars out the water that are standard.
Oh, for sure you can.
I've honestly never driven a car. I've driven cars with paddle shifters, but it was like a while back when it was like shift. There we go. I've never experienced the whole like instantaneous thing that like basically everybody has going on these days. Ferrari was one of the first ones to come up with it, where it was like, I watched episode of Top Gear years ago, and he was like, Jeremy Clarkson was like fucking blown. Like, how the fuck is this even happening? And now it's like it's commonplace.
It's like electric Porsche something he was driving. I remember something.
No, it was a Ferrari with like one of the very first like really really good paddle shifters. What we're talking about. I've never driven a car that has good. Even like back when I worked at Toyota years ago, when they first came out with like the slap shifters, same thing. You shift, and there it goes. Where nowadays it's like shift. It's so much.
If you ever want to see Jeremy Clarkson just completely digging into a paddle shifter, I think he does a review of the Aston Martin Vantage. He fucking hated that car. He fucking drove him nuts.
Well, no, because the DB9 was so much better. I remember that vividly. The Vantage was just stupid.
DB9 is one of the classics, but you know what?
Coco Psycho. Cool.
Like I was saying, I could definitely be faster in automatic. In fact, the automatic Camaro has.
Oh, it's Imperial.
Be actually faster in a race.
And look how the age of it is.
Mustang GT 350. But
focus.
There it goes. That's the 4 date of like it's either May 8th or August 5th. Your birthday, Nick.
I think Greg was still.
Wow! Shut Greg down faster than a fucking automatic transmission shifting gears.
Oh no, blowing its planetary gear.
What's the ABV on that? That's the first BrewDog beer I've seen in quite some time where I'm like, I would like to try that.
This came in like I think I've had this for almost 5 years. I think it's a 2015 bottle.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, so you showed it. It's like it's on the verge of like going bad, kind of, or being out of its best before thing.
Mercy Gear says Coco Psycho is just starting to be canned. I would fucking love to see that because I remember drinking these. I remember drinking these back in the day. They were damn good. It's a coffee imperial stout, but I doubt the coffee's still good.
He said there Sweden's supposed to be going fully electric. Yeah, I got a few countries, I believe, by 2030 or so. Some are saying 2050, but yeah, like a lot of countries are going to be like. And I feel like you don't need to like.
Isn't France supposed to be like all full electric by 2025?
It's like, yeah, that's how the countries are going for it again. But that's still like, does that mean like new cars have to be electric? Can you still drive your cool classic car that you own, or is that suddenly going to be illegal? Like, I feel like that there's got to be some kind of balance there.
No,
like
it'll be new. It'll be new cars sold.
New cars only.
Will be electric.
But again, for now, but down a couple of years later, once that's finally, it was going to be like, you know what? Within this many years, all of your fancy cars have to have an EV conversion or something.
I don't think that.
I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. Because again, like once it becomes like predominantly electric, the few people driving their like classical gas cars on the weekends or whatever for road trip, the emissions and everything like that potentially will really help that.
If anything, it'll be like the drive clean thing in Ontario, where past a certain point your car is grandfathered and it's a classic, so you can pollute all the fuck you want.
Yeah, it's possible too. It's like, well, I saw this cool, like I think on YouTube, this weird documentary about like the whole impossible meat and stuff thing happening, and just the amount of the world's pollution that is caused by cows burping and farting is more than all the cars and trains and boats on the planet combined, because we have to have our meat. Like, if somebody I have never tried. And I've tried a Beyond Burger fucking sausage patty thing from A&W, I think, or Tim Hortons, and it wasn't great.
The Beyond Burger they have over at A&W, the burger was really good. I have
not tried that. The thing I had was like,
it was a fucking abortion.
Yeah, Tim Hortons has serious food issues across the board right now. But if they can make something that kind of imitates that and still gives me the same, enjoyment, then yeah, I have no problem eating less meat. But like currently, that's not really an option. And I love just the taste. I love meat. I'm a big fan of carnivore. I'm carnivore, more or less. But yeah, like if they can get that technology going, or even like I'd try it one time. Why not? The lab grown meat stuff they're trying to do now, where it is actual meat, but it's grown in a lab. Like if it's still meat and it still has all the fucking same shit going on,
yeah.
I'd try it, and if it's good, why the fuck?
Growing just the protein strains, or like the recreating cells from stem cells.
If they can do that and like make it for like and not you like again like people in Brazil, the farmers are like burning down the rainforest to make more grazing room for their cattle.
The hippies will be going right back to the whole growing organic meat. Oh, I have to have it from a real cow. Some people like the Wagyu beef, but stuff and the Kobe beef and all that shit. Yeah.
The whole thing in Japan,
the Japanese thing.
They massage the cows and they get fed Guinness beer and all this crazy shit. Like that will never not be a thing probably, because that's like so. I had one opportunity to have Wagyu beef when I was at that place down south, but that was one of the few items that weren't discounted, so I would have had to pay the $105. And I was like,
so you
no,
didn't really have a chance to have it.
Well, I had the chance, but I didn't have that much. I actually had to get Dwayne to give me like $30 to get gas to go back home. So I was like, I didn't have any extra money then. But yeah, like if I could have tried Kobe beef or something, like apparently it's the best shit ever. I wouldn't mind trying.
I can see what happening is eventually they shift, like it'll be like real beef is a commodity, like a specialty item. Like of course you really want that. I mean, you get in a fancy restaurant, but when you go to McDonald's, it'd be like Impossible Burgers or something.
Like real beef would get elevated to like caviar or some other like red truffles or some kind of
just like in Soylent Green.
Well, my
I know what you're talking about. I've never seen the movie, but I know what you're talking about.
No. I mean, like meat being like rare, or like very expensive.
Soylent Green is a great movie.
No, I know the whole like it's people thing. I know that, and then that
I wasn't talking about the people part. There was a scene in the movie where they like some rich, upper class people were talking about how specially having the steak was.
No, that's what I assumed. Like I've never seen the movie, but when you said that, like there's some upper class that is able to have actual meat, but the normal people are eating people. So yeah.
Well, you know what? Like, there's a steakhouse. I was looking at a really fancy Toronto steakhouse. I was just curious how expensive some of their shit was, and they're expensive. But they had like their high end steak $900 for a steak for like a 12-ounce.
You're in Toronto, man. You could go to some crazy fucking restaurants down there.
I understand that, but I'm thinking to myself.
I knock on you for the keg thing all the time, just kind of like not franchise. But again, like I've never been myself, and I could see it. If it makes a good meal that you enjoy every time, man, fucking do what you want, man.
Perfectly good steak. I'm not gonna say they're the best in the fucking city or anything, but they make a perfectly good steak. They're not cheap either. I mean, I had a steak meal there last week, and it was $55, which I don't think is that cheap.
It's still not as high as, like, again, you said, like, you can go so much higher than that fine dining wise.
You know what? There's a limit though, because there's a limit to what I'm willing to pay, especially since I can make a really good steak on my own. So I don't really need, like, I can go to Costco and I can buy steak for 4 people for like $40-50, and they're good quality steaks. I can spice them really well, and I'll cook them fucking to perfection.
Depending on who you are, it can be even it can be a shitty cut of steak. But if you know what you're doing and you cook it right, you can blow people's minds. So yeah, I completely agree. I get you on that one.
Yeah. So I mean, but for a restaurant, I think keg is reasonably priced. You get a very tasty steak for what the cost is. When you're talking like $900, it's like, listen, if I was a fucking billionaire, I don't think I'd still want to spend $900 on a steak. I'd rather buy $100 steak and give $800 to charity, because at that point it's like I'm literally just shitting away my money. Literally, I'm just eating. Like, is it that much better than $100 steak? Probably not. And now I haven't had it, so maybe it is.
What?
I don't know, but it's
thanks
I really doubt it.
I like that
for the
mentality.
Sub, Mercy, thanks for the sub.
Mercy says, yeah, but how China makes the lithium battery for electric cars is terrible for the environment.
You're not wrong. Hopefully that's eventually going to get regulated and become better, because you're not wrong. That is sorry.
That's the problem with lithium batteries, is that it's a ship process, and it involves a lot of child labor.
See, I'm not the only one, Nick. See that?
One of the biggest things, like current lithium production methods, most of the world's lithium supply, I believe, comes from South America, like in Peru or where they have to basically strip the entire land.
It comes from the Congo.
Yeah.
Well, you see videos of the people doing it. What are you trying to finish saying, Nick?
Fucking say anymore.
Happy birthday, buddy!
Fuck you. There was.
I love you. I love you.
I get it, but
happy birthday, Nick.
It is progress in the sense that there are newer battery technologies that will come out and supplant this. We're moving in the right direction, but yes, lithium-ion is a fucking shit process.
Yeah. Well, actually, I spoke about this recently. The guy's last name is fucking like good enough or something like that. The guy that invented there's like the new solid state batteries that are coming out, and once they finally actually become a thing and like are available to the public, it's going to be the first it's going to change everything. Like electric cars or something, be able to like double or triple their range without adding weight. It's going to change a lot of shit, man. Somebody's probably going to get assassinated because of it, because there's going to be fucking like the world's weird like that.
Let's change the subject back, because we lost the level of viewers during that last conversation. So, Violent Design just cracked open a can of Dreamiest Citra Mosaic Galaxy Oats and Lactose. Ooh, that sounds good. Love the daydream. Who's smoking a reefer?
Lee is ripping open a bag of chips with his teeth, possibly right now.
No, I just poured myself some Cheetos, motherfucker.
Oh,
I got some Cheetos.
As violently as you could, I think.
No, it's just close to my mic.
It was so loud. Ooh, jalapeno. That's a good flavor.
You can get them for $2 in the dollar store, for fuck's sakes.
I find actually I had the Flamin' Hot Doritos recently, and there's no point. Like they're too spicy. There's not even any enjoyment to them, I find.
I agree. They're terrible.
I like spicy stuff, but like it's got to have some good flavor along with the spice. They're just fucking spice for no reason.
I don't remember if they're Doritos or what brand they were, but I had a bunch of ghost pepper chips. I thought they were pretty tasty.
I want to say something about what Violent by Design is saying right here. Really interested in how the economy and shipping is affected by the corona outbreak. Most of electronics being made in China, and he's right. There's I heard a couple, was it a day or two ago, that like, you guys know I'm a camera guy, and one of the latest versions of the Sony camera had to have a design change because Yeah, one of the latest versions of the next Sony camera had to have a design change because DRAM isn't available because of the coronavirus outbreak. They basically are having to cancel projects and having to delay things right now because of this. And also, it hasn't fully come down the pipe yet, but it's going to. But a lot of electronic prices are going to have temporary increases because of how bad it is right now.
Well, makes sense.
A lot of China is shutting down. Like Wuhan is not exactly in an unpopulated part of the country, like in the west of the country or something. It's actually like not that far from Beijing.
No, like it's gonna definitely affect stuff for sure. Oh, hopefully, like I don't need anything right now. Hopefully, I don't need anything during that kind of recession price increase type thing that's gonna happen. You should call it.
Yeah.
Random side note with the cold cat thing. I was at my mom's house today. And Gandalf's sister, who my mom has, is like this. Gandalf is huge. My mom's cat is like half of his size, and they were the same size when I picked him up from her house. Like I feel like he's going to be a ginormous animal, which is kind of cool.
Well, Gandalf's the dude with the sister, right?
Yeah, and he's like
throw this out there.
Just terrible.
Gandalf is a terrible name for a kid.
It's okay.
So the other cat's
you're
just saying you got Gandalf and the other cat is a hobbit.
Potentially. Mukau the Hobbit.
Bilbo.
So I don't think it's old Ian McKellen going, something. I'm gonna.
Oh, come on. I gotta get a fucking wizard hat for him, a little staff, so he can be like, you shall not
take me as a
pass.
conjurer. Don't take me as a conjurer of cheap tricks.
Would have been better if you called him Frodo.
I just felt like it worked out again, like the Gandalf, the mostly gray, or Gandalf, the barely white. I like that because it just worked out well.
That's actually something I was saying. Mercy Beer says you can't regulate China. I work in the mining sector. The batteries are finished in China. Raw material comes from the Congo and South America.
Yep.
Like I'm saying,
and that's where they have the child labor. Where I'm
not you know what though?
Humanitarian, but it kind of sucks to have kids in a fucking mine like just.
It's horrible. That's fucking terrible. But at the same time, what you're saying, if China like does get kind of temporarily cut off from the world, that offers some opportunities for companies in North America to potentially like, let's take up the slack and let's maybe start some shit up and maybe it'll be good for them potentially. Well, actually, about the same time though, wasn't it fucking? There was that old guy, the Wilbur guy that was like doing the fucking Campbell's soup comparison when the tariffs happened. He's on the news. He's like the old scary guy, and he was saying like, I think it was him. It could have been Mitch McConnell because they're both fucking like demons. But they were like, the coronavirus might be good because jobs. We get new jobs because we don't have to. And I just kind of reinforced that, and I feel bad now.
Products here. Well, I mean, eventually that thing's going to come over here.
No, it's here. It's here.
Well, yeah,
it's just not
it's not widespread yet, but it's going to happen.
If it don't say that with such conviction. Let's be hopeful.
I think like we're going to be okay, but it might be like the less immune.
Well, again, like what Canada has still, like, what are we at now? Like, what, 50 million maybe people? Like, they're still not compared to our size and other countries in the world. We're still basically a fucking barren wasteland.
My whole take on it's not as serious as they're making it out to be. It's basically just like even SARS wasn't that bad.
No, but this is
SARS.
This is surpassed SARS at this point.
This is equivalent, like what you get is equivalent to a bad flu.
But again, they're potentially, if they can't get you better, you're gonna die from it. Like I've had one time in my life.
It's only the older people and the sick people or less immune deficient that don't get over it.
Okay, well that's so. Are you saying that you know that nobody kind of in our healthy age range has died from this disease? Because again, there's a lot of people have died now. It's just like I had the flu bad one time in my life, and it was like for at least 3 or 4 days. It was fucking. It was fucking. Not so much like I was almost wanted to die because it was so annoying, but I wasn't. It sucked so bad But I can't imagine that of being like what would happen if that got that one stage further and to die from basically just like a really bad cold is what the flu kind of is. You know what I mean? Like you're stuffed up and you're fucking.
People used to die from the common cold all the time. People still do.
Yeah.
Valid point, Lee.
People die from the flu. People die from the common cold. The flu kills more people than the coronavirus does.
Until hundreds of thousands of people start dropping dead in a fucking week from the coronavirus, don't fucking come at me telling me that this is
You
bad.
go back 100 years and go to like the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu like is completely different from what we have now with the coronavirus. The Spanish flu killed healthy people. Coronavirus only kills the weaker ones.
Well, like what was it the Black Plague? Didn't that basically kill everybody too?
Black Plague was something else altogether.
Like but again, there's been all these things throughout time, and even the Ebola outbreak thing that happened was last year. Shit, like it was.
Mercy Beers just said Spanish flu killed millions. It was a worldwide pandemic that was real.
Well,
it killed healthy people.
I mean, listen, here's the reality of the situation. I mean, I don't want myself or anyone I know to die of any terrible disease. The reality is the world needs something equivalent to the bubonic plague because there's way too fucking many of us. The world cannot handle 7 billion people.
I think we're closer to 8 now, aren't we?
Whatever we are at. We need to literally have half of us wiped out.
We need a bit of Thanos action.
Well, no, but the thing is, what Thanos said actually makes a lot of sense because we're not sustainable at this point, and the planet will die.
At the same time, though,
not in our lifetime, but within probably 200 years or something like that, unless something like the bubonic plague comes out and actually wipes out a good portion of the population.
The planet. The environment and the planet will change enough that we'll all fucking die, and then in a few thousand years, whatever, it'll go back to being sustainable for life.
Hopefully, unless we get like what they think happened to Venus, if the whole CO2 gas builds up to the point where it becomes this overarching effect and just the planet becomes an oven for the rest of eternity. Which hopefully we don't do that. Hopefully,
by design. Well, the other problem fuck.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
If humanity suddenly gets wiped out, all our nuclear reactors go critical, and then that basically just destroys the planet anyway. So
yeah, no, there's a really good
Chernobyl exclusion zone. There's thoughts of life where there's still.
No, but like if they all went like there's a really good documentary series called Life After Humans or Life After People or something like that, and it postulates or imagines that like all the people in the world just disappeared. And then there's a bunch of episodes, and they all focus on like one aspect of what might happen. And the one was like the nuclear power plants. Most of them have enough like diesel backup shit to keep them going for about 6 months to a year, if shit happens. But once that runs out, and all those meltdowns do occur, that would be nuclear winter. Like if again, like one power plant, Chernobyl going tits up, that's pretty bad. But if they all went tits up, that would seriously affect life on this planet for a long time in a bad way. Anyway, that'd be crazy.
So I was trying to read a couple times here. Sorry. By Design says, I'm honest to God thinking buying some of my usual produce because it comes from California. Lots of the area had a lot of flights from China and confirmed cases.
That's why you got about where's Violent by Design from?
There's a tagging system to prevent forced labor in the Congo. Major example is ITSCI tags. Most countries outlaw material without these tags. Oh, that's cool.
Nice, as they should.
Yeah, but what about China?
Here's my thing about the
people die from pneumonia, so there's that about pneumonia. Yeah,
people die from all kinds of random shit. Like Joan Rivers died during the most routine procedure apparently ever. She was kind of funny.
You know what though? My whole thing with like labor in China and all that, and so I'm by no means innocent. I buy a lot of shit from China. Most of the shit made by Arc'teryx is made in China. Some of it's made in Canada.
Greg specifically looks for the "made with child labor" tag on his clothes when he buys them.
I do that. No, I actually would. If I can buy something made in Canada, I will prefer to, even if I can pay more money for it.
Like a Point Break jacket.
hold on, Arnold's going nuts.
0.0.
I would have literally no problem if we fucking suddenly, as a world economy, decide we're only making shit in Canada. You can only buy shit in Canada that's made in Canada. It costs more money. And guess what? Here's the thing. If you can't fucking afford it because it's made in Canada, you probably don't fucking need it. And I don't fucking give a shit. Like, if you can't afford it, get a better job or just do without it. That's what I fucking care. Like, I fucking hate this whole world economy thing of, hey, let's pay some kid fucking 7 cents an hour in China to make this fucking shit so we can afford it. Like, and again, I don't give a fuck about the kid, but my whole thing is, why are we doing this with some fucking economy or some fucking economy?
Well, look at the whole thing that happened with Apple, with like the fucking employees jumping out there. They like build a thing outside the factory so that people that jump to their death would be saved. Like some of the, it's busy. I'm sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
Well, I was trying to talk first before you started. Anyway.
Hey, you're welcome for my apology there. Fucking asshole. Happy birthday.
Thank you. It was yesterday.
Fuck. Here, you're only 3 minutes off where I am. Still close. Go ahead. Sorry, I apologize.
I'm just thinking, like, when it comes down to like wages haven't increased that much over the last 30 years, but at the same time,
everything else
much more labor outsourcing, which has kept kept product prices down. So wage prices not going up hasn't been that big of an issue. I mean, inflation is still a thing, but all they've done is they've succeeded in making our products cheaper and cheaper to produce. And a lot of it is because they've shipped those production jobs overseas. And what I'm trying to say about that is because they've allowed wage suppression to happen here, because now it's cheaper to produce things that we used to buy for those kind of prices. Like, when you consider, like, if they were to move all the production, like, products would, yes, be a lot more expensive to make here, but wages should go up in return.
Well, again, like what you're saying right there, like it's not proportional at all. Like wages have gone up since back then, but like back when my dad. So, well, I'm talking now. What the hell?
I was trying to finish what I was saying.
You said you were done. Go ahead.
I did not fucking say it was done.
He's the birthday boy. Let him talk.
Go ahead.
I don't even know what I was going to say anymore.
I was basically agreeing with you.
That's why I fucking hate that. I have ADD, man.
I'm sorry, you took a giant break there, so I was like, I'm going to say a little something.
I do that. I have to load the next sentence.
Jeez.
Again, you usually do it quicker. I apologize. Anyway,
what I was
agreeing with you, like wages have gone up since like way back when and stuff, but the cost of the cost to buy a house or the cost to buy a car or the cost to go to the cost to go to college. Back when my dad went to college, he was able to work like a full-time job and pay for his college as he went to college. And nowadays, like even if you work a full-time job and go to college, like first off, that's like going to potentially kill you because of the hours. But also, you're still not going to be able to fucking, unless you have some crazy, amazing full-time job while you're going to college. Like a minimum wage job is not going to pay for your schooling. You're still going to have to get a bunch of loans and shit, depending on what you're doing. If you want to get like some cool degree at university,
hard, you could pull yourself up by the bootstraps and become successful. It's the American dream.
Yeah, and even
rigged.
Like
between pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and being crushed by a capitalist system that just makes your life miserable.
Like personally, I'm not bringing like only one political thing. Bernie is like killing it kind of right now, and if he is the one to attack, like face Trump, and he actually does, if all these young voters do actually come out, and if he does actually, then I feel like that real actual change might occur, and then it might be like they saw something that we haven't really seen in our lifetime, and I want something to really dramatically happen in the world, kind of thing, to make shit not so shitty. Like, sorry, that was all I said.
Wow. Well, I'm just thinking, like, going back to like generational thing. Like, my dad worked for the same company for 40 years. And
40 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I'm talking about like building a career with something. Like, what you used to be able to do is you just
what do you do?
Be able to have a job, that you could show up to. Maybe your role changed within that job, but your job, you would show up to it for work, do the work as hard as you can, and at the end of the day, you had a company that would reasonably take care of you. 40 years, he put his heart and soul into the same company. He had to do a lot of work. He had to work hard. And he did that, and he was able to retire. Me, I worked for the same company for 5 years. They string me along as a contractor. They never hired me fully.
And they don't give a fuck.
Over with.
Then
it's
they're gone.
almost impossible to build a proper career these days. Whereas my dad was able to work for the same company for 40 fucking years.
What did he do?
20s. He was working for the same company in his fucking 20s.
What did he do?
When he retired at the age 67.
What did he do for 40 years? I'm just curious.
He used to, the first position he had in the company was as an electronics repairman. But he gradually worked himself into a sales position where he ended up doing, getting himself up to an account manager in security systems division.
Cool, man.
Of an Irving company, which is the big employer around here.
It's overplayed now, Chris. It's overplayed. It's overplayed.
No, it is very difficult nowadays to work for the same company and make a reasonable jump in income. Like my wife, she went in the exact same field doing essentially the exact same thing, went from one company to another and got an increase in salary of about 10 G's a year.
Wow.
Because
that's outstanding. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck.
Companies, and she's done that multiple times where she's gotten massive increases. And now my wife is looking into like what can she do now, because she's kind of looking to do something a little bit different than what she's doing in the same field, but a little bit different.
Just curious, like this is you right here. This is your wife. Money wise, whereabouts?
I think he's asking how much. Who makes more?
This is me. This is my wife.
Oh, so I was getting like, wow.
She makes way more money than I do.
So you're the house. You're the house bitch.
But you still do pretty well yourself, though.
I do fine for myself. She
man.
More than I do.
So you're the one with the sugar mama, and she's got.
So what does she act like? I know that she's got her whole like web promotion type whatever it is thing going on the side. What is her
side businesses? My wife tries to do side businesses.
But what is her actual like? What does she actually do?
She's in the HR industry. She's a recruiter.
Yeah.
Also, she's like kind of like
she's a headhunter.
She's kind of like Barney Stinson.
Essentially, yeah.
And equally as sexually promiscuous. I like it. If you've ever seen How I Met Your Mother, it was yeah. It doesn't hold up that great.
Just call my wife a slut. I appreciate that.
Not so much, but she's the one who is like getting the sluts kind of thing. She's not the slut. She's the one getting the sluts.
She's getting the sluts.
She's getting the sluts. I don't know. Is that better? Sorry. I've said many times, and I'll say it again, you and your wife are two of my favorite goddamn people on the planet.
Well, thank you.
I fucking love you guys.
Man.
But yeah, no, like going back to what Nick is saying is that
Nick, you're up there too, man. I love you too. I love you, man. I love you, buddy. I love you.
Right.
Like with my job now, like there's no real opportunity for me to jump up. Like, and granted, I work for a relatively small company, but there's no real place for me to go to really get a massive increase. So I'm looking for something at a completely different company because my boss won't.
Crazy.
She won't pay a lot more for what I have to do.
Nick, jump back one comment if you don't mind. The power. Newer ones, I'm assuming. I didn't know.
I'm assuming he means nuclear power plants that they flood with concrete to cover up the nuclear reactor before it blows up.
Well, but even if it does, like I saw that in Chernobyl, they covered in that kind of shit, and it just turned it into lava, basically. So is the concrete going to really stop everything, or?
Well, I'm thinking it's probably not necessarily like Chernobyl, but more like Fukushima, where they ended up having to cover the cores.
Yeah, no, I never heard of that before. Like they should have. Again, like everyone's like nuclear power is the cleanest energy source. Like it is. It's very clean. It doesn't produce any kind of. But
it's like zero emissions unless there's an accident.
Until you get to the nuclear waste at the end that has to be transported on like fucking bomb-proof train cars and shit because it's so dangerous. Like There's enough wind, tidal, solar, and wind power to go around. There's no need for us to be doing any of that at this point in time. Like, and that's my opinion. I don't know. I don't see any need to do anything besides that. Like here in Canada alone, if we harnessed just our tidal power or just the wave power around the fucking continent, around our country, sorry, we could probably power the world. We have so much coastline.
Don't forget, you got with anything like windmills and all that shit that produce all the power, sure, from the wind, that's great. But the only problem is those things need to turn, and to make those things turn, you need oil. And to make those things, and to make oil, you have to have factories that pump out the gases.
You know
anyway,
what? So, you know what? Again,
it's the never-ending game.
We're always going to need oil for lubrication purposes, but there's no need for there's no need for us to be burning it for energy at this point in time. We are
going to need
jelly.
We are going to need petroleum for just about every product that we use.
Yeah, like
in our economy,
plastics and shit like that. Again, but they're making like biodegradable plastic, like the disposable plastics can be made now out of other shit, hemp and stuff. But there's some like hard plastics, so like your dashboard or shit in your car, whatever you want to do, that still needs some petroleum again. But there's no need. There's no need for us to be burning it as fuel. Is all I'm saying. We could use a bunch of other uses we still need it for, but burning it as fuel is just depleting that, and it's going to drive
capacitor.
I'm kind of wondering what health issues Misery Beers is talking about. Bernie had a minor heart attack, but he was given a full clean bill of health by his doctor.
Again, like Trump eats nothing but fucking KFC and other bullshit every day for his life.
I get the visual attack, because if for Bernie is the guy who goes up against Trump,
he looks old. He looks old. Trump's
going to go, oh, Bernie's old. He had a heart attack. I mean, do you want this guy running the country?
But when it comes to minds,
him running the country, then
strength of mind, like the number that I read an article, I think today, this week alone, Trump told something around in the realm of 60 completely easily verified lies. Like in your face, like this is happening. It's like looked it up. No, not really. Nope. You're lying. And then and the other things, like you look up like compilations of him just blatantly, weirdly mispronouncing words and stuff. Like Trump is a fucking dementia case that hasn't been diagnosed yet. Bernie,
yeah, but
Bernie's. I believe Bernie is maybe a bit older even, but Bernie's mind. Is fucking but his mind is like
mind is more there than Joe Biden's is.
It is so another point.
Just for comparison, Bloomberg there, who was trying to nose his way into the election this past couple of weeks, he's the exact same.
And he got roasted. Did you watch any parts of the debate on Wednesday? He got destroyed.
Yeah,
it was
everybody
funny.
Fucking piled. Did you see the memes over like Elizabeth Warren? How like Bloomberg died February 2020, cause of death, killed on stage by Elizabeth Warren.
That's awesome. If Bernie
got eviscerated by pretty much everybody there.
I know Bernie and Elizabeth have they've had some visible issues and stuff, but if Bernie gets the nomination and he gets Elizabeth to be his VP, I feel like that would potentially be the thing to make the country be like, you know what?
One of the big things is
we can change shit.
Bernie won Nevada tonight, and Super Tuesday is coming up, like Tuesday. So we'll find out like who's going to be the clear.
But wasn't it? Sorry, go ahead, Lee. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm going to say on the issue of his health. Realistically, if anyone's concerned that he's going to die in office because he's an old man. Here's the thing: Bernie Sanders, as a one-term president with a vice president who's young and competent and not a fucking religious maniac like Mike Pence.
Buttigieg?
Yeah, I would
think Buttigieg as a running mate.
Yeah.
I thought Buttigieg's his healthcare program was like completely different than Bernie's.
Bernie wants to basically be Canada. But even like a little bit
Bernie
better.
Wants to actually do a single payer system, but what other candidate wants to do a single payer? I know it's not.
Well, like here in Canada, it's so dumb. Like everything's covered, except like your eye exams and your like why is it why the fuck isn't dental part of our fucking national healthcare? It's like that's the one thing like the Canada College the place
that kind of stuff like they got this much out of it to try getting it past like penny pinchers in government.
Yeah. Well, again, like in all the insurance companies and stuff, getting all the kickbacks and all this kind of shit. Yeah.
But MSI used to cover like dental up to the point where you were a certain age, and you just do it for free. Like that's what me and my brother were under for the longest time, and it's one of the reasons why your teeth are so fucking good. And then after that, it's like once you become an adult, you're supposed to be a fucking adult and keep up with the maintenance and do checkups, which are fairly inexpensive. And if you never have any major tooth problems, then you're not paying out the ass anyway. So who cares?
Well, here, just to go for a basic cleaning is at least $150, which it's not. It's like, and my brace, I could have. My dad opted out, but like up until I was 18, my dad was working at the hospital and everything, and I had like the best coverage I guess I could under him, and I got all the free dental blah 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 cleanings, and nowadays it's like my ex was going to and graduated from college here in town as a dental hygienist, so she instilled in me like I floss fucking every day and stuff, and I take good care of my teeth, but I haven't been to the dentist basically since she came in one day and was like fuck you and walked out the door. And but the college here, you can go there and like be basically a guinea pig for the students and get a free cleaning.
I do that.
Which I want to. I just keep forgetting to. Again, like I take good care. I've never had like no pain. No, my teeth are so.
It's a good idea, like every 6 months or so to get a checkup.
You're still not right. You're still not wrong. Sorry, no,
it costs money when you have no benefits. You have to spend it completely out of pocket. But I just go to the trouble and make sure I keep everything clean because I don't want a fucking root canal right now because I can't afford it.
Yeah, like so I and even just that's not even the thing.
That's the American medical healthcare system in general. You don't want to
affording it as far as teeth. That's not even my issue with that. I'm like I can save up some money or like get a little money from. I can pay for it whatever it is, but having to get anything, even a filling done. I fucking can't stand that, man. I don't like having drills and stuff being used on my mouth. It freaks me out. It's fucking.
You know what the worst one is? Like
I hate it.
My buddy the Fuzz is allergic to Novocaine. Like anything with cane, like he'll die like from anaphylactic shock if he gets
anything with it.
Cocaine, Novocaine, benzocaine, or something like that. Contact with that, he'll go into shock.
At least 20 days you won't feel it.
So
I got a cane allergy, yo. Don't get no cane.
Anytime he has to go to the dentist, he has to get a global anesthetic. Anytime he goes to the dentist,
Big Daddy Cane.
What Chris just said is sugar cane in there?
Fuck. Anyway, whenever he has to go get dental work, he has to be put completely under. And it's really hard for him apparently to go get somebody to do that because so they can drill his teeth.
Shit over my big pimp cane.
When I had my wisdom teeth out, and I was 18 years. I was 18 years old. I had my wisdom teeth removed. It was like my dad's insurance, I guess, covered the whole procedure except for being put under. It was an extra $100, and I was working. I had like my first job ever at the time, and I was like, you know what? I have $100. I'm not being awake for that, and yeah. It worked out well. I don't want to be awake while you're fucking tearing. When I was younger, I had a couple teeth removed, and I just remember the feeling of like they pull the tooth, and you can feel like all these things. Like it was fucking the worst feeling of my life, and I'm like, you know what? I can pay $100 not feel it again. Gimme.
Mercy Beer says Dean Kane.
Nice.
He's a nutter.
Anyway.
What? He hasn't been in anything in a while.
I haven't seen him in ages. Like, what was the last show he was in? Like a Superman.
Supergirl.
He's like he's a fucking.
What was he in? What was the name of that? Like,
he was in Supergirl. Dean Kane was.
You think of Lois and Clark? Lois and Clark, the Adventures of Superman.
and he was also in Supergirl.
Lois and Clark. That's it. The series in the 90s.
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah, but then he came back for as Supergirl's stepfather in the first season.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
I got those all CW DC shows.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I watched Arrow for a while, and the first couple seasons of Arrow were fantastic, and then it's still like ongoing now. It got all fucking ridiculous and too many badly portrayed heroes, and then now there's like DC's Heroes of Tomorrow as well as Supergirl, and the Flash is still I think going possibly, and they're all interchanging the episodes. You got to watch the whole thing of this to get this, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because they're doing the crossover ones where it's the end of the world. I can't remember what
Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, I heard that.
So that's gonna actually once it's all done, then they're gonna have one big long fucking episode where it's everything mashed together. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Watch out. I started watching Supergirl, and I just started it, and actually I don't mind it.
I remember watching Arrow, and as soon as it was Brandon Routh, that's now the Heroes of Tomorrow guy, the Atom, I believe is who he is. Yeah. But he came in on but he was Superman in that Superman Returns movie back, and it's like it's so hard. Like you were Superman, and now you're going to play the Atom.
Yeah.
Okay, it just didn't. And
they did a bunch of fuckery with that. Like they brought like Kevin Conroy, who did the voice for animated series Batman.
Yeah,
and they brought him as old Bruce Wayne from a different reality.
That was awesome.
Like
that's not terrible. That's okay. Like I feel like he is like one of the best Batman, even though he's never really done a lot of live action.
He is fucking Batman.
His voice and stuff. Like Christian Bale, those movies are not terrible. Like the Dark Knight, the Joker one is fucking fantastic. But like his Batman voice is one of the most stupid things ever put on a film. Like I'm Batman. It's so unnecessarily just extreme.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is that like Mark Hamill's actually considered one of the best Jokers, even though he's never been him on screen. He's only been the voice. Also, Lee, just so you know, next time you speak to Daniel Harper, tell him to go fuck himself about his hate for The Dark Knight, because that movie's fucking awesome. So he can go fuck himself.
Oh my god, this is like one of the best superhero movies ever.
Dan doesn't like The Dark Knight, really?
Yeah, wow, I didn't know that about him.
Yeah,
that changes my entire opinion of that guy.
Wow, we're gonna have some words in the next fucking podcast.
That's gonna change my entire opinion of that guy. What an asshole!
Hold up.
Like honestly,
it's a good movie, but
I really like the first one and the second. Even in all three, they're not. I didn't like Bane could have been portrayed or not portrayed. Tom Hardy did a great job, but they could have done. Terrible. They could have done like he did good with what he was given. He jacked the fuck up like mad. But they could have done. They could have done a bit more with him and made it just like really Bane
in the world of CGI now. Look what they did with the Hulk. They could have did that with Bane. I'll be honest with you.
This is true.
Could have had a skinny guy playing Bane until he jacked himself up with Venom.
Yeah. And then he never had the Venom wasn't even a thing, and that was an issue for me for sure. Like he was just a jack guy. He never had
more quote unquote realistic. So
yeah, which he did. I won't deny that. But at the same time,
Bane from the comics is realistic in that sort of world.
Yeah, that's the.
I wish they had kept the Lucha mask because that mask he wore in that movie was stupid as shit.
Yeah. Yes. And they never even fully explained like what it was like. It was giving you like constant pain medication or something, and then when in the last movie where Batman like finally punches and breaks it, and Bane's like, "Oh, Venom. I can't handle it." I guess you know what? Wow. What Chris just said right there.
You have my permission to die.
That's what it was. Like, that was giving like the. So technically,
for you,
dude, the whole movie we saw, he already was all jacked, and we never got to like Batman broke it, and he was like, oh, blah blah blah. He was starting to maybe regress to a little man, but then the girl came along and fixed it, so we never got to see it. So maybe that's Chris. I never even thought of it like that. I like it though. I like
the
that.
mask was supposed to be some sort of like something that released, I believe, like pain blockers or some shit into his body because he was so beaten down and broken that he was in constant pain or whatever.
But again, like just like I'm you know what I'm now incorporating Chris's theory into my brain for all time because that makes it so much better. I like that.
Oh,
why not?
Where I was until I put on the mask.
I love that. Like the Chris, that's fucking genius, dude. I never heard that before. I loved it.
I still hated that character. It was fucking dumb. I would have rather him have fucking green goo going into his body and jacking him.
I still will give you that. I still give you that. But what you just said though, kind of made it a bit okay.
Come on, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Freeze. Like, come on.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Freeze. Come on now.
yeah.
Well, Doctor whatever, but Mr. Freeze.
Was
Sure.
the Batman Robin Bane better than the Dark Knight Bane or the Dark Knight Rises Bane?
Not realistic. Not comic accurate wise.
It is comic accurate because
that's what I mean.
The Bane that was in George Clooney's fucking Batman was actually comic based.
That's what I mean. Like he was better in that aspect, but overall, like Tom Hardy, the whole story and stuff was a bit better than Bane just being someone with no lines at all. Like Bane in the comics is a jacked up guy, but he's also he's one of the only people in the comics that figured out Batman is Bruce Wayne.
What?
He's a fucking
Spoiler
genius.
alert! The fuck?
Yeah, maybe
And the Bane in the Clooney movie was played by a now deceased ex-pro wrestler called Jeep Swenson.
I love that you know that. That's awesome.
So the body was legit because he was a steroid freak. So
Okay.
Wow.
And now he's dead.
yeah, heart attack. Go figure, eh? Or maybe did he? It was a heart attack or he killed
Maybe.
himself. One or the other.
Google that shit.
Wow. Thanks. I don't know. Let's Wikipedia this shit.
Lee's already looking it up.
Yeah, I am Jeep Swenson.
Death.
He died aged 40. He died the same age you are right now, Nick.
Holy fuck.
Oh, that makes me feel better. Have midlife crisis.
Yeah, but you're not
Heart failure. Yeah, there you go.
You're not jacked up on roids, are you, Nick?
Oh God. Do I
Nick,
look
if
like I'm
you're-
jacked up on roids?
Well, you could be just starting.
Nick,
I'm jacked up on fucking Cheetos right now, man.
Also, Jeep Swenson was basically like 1 foot taller than you, Nick, and like probably 200 pounds heavier than you.
And what did he? How did he die?
Fuck. Yeah, but it was all muscle.
He was 6'4" and 405 pounds.
Yeah. But yeah, he was huge.
And how did he die?
Heart failure.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it's hard for a human body to sustain that.
Yep. He might have done like tons of other drugs too.
Even people in general who are just like very tall. Like I don't know what age he was, but the guy who played Chewbacca, he just died, I think, in the last year. But the thing is, he's had like basically been crippled for the last like 10 years of his life.
Oh yeah, he's got like a fucking issue. He had issues. That same as the crazy. I don't know his name, but the creepy looking guy that was in Devil's Rejects. The tall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, him. Same thing. Like just some people had these weird kind of a bit of giganticism, maybe a bit going on. I'm not even sure, but
yeah, that's what he had. The guy from the guy who played Chewbacca, I don't think he had that. He was just a really tall dude.
Yeah.
well, same. Even like the Undertaker. You see like the pictures of him when people see him like somebody met him in a restaurant and he's walking on crutches.
But he's not even that particular. Like he doesn't have gigantism or anything. He's just he pushed himself.
He's a really
way
big guy.
past
That
what he
yes,
should've.
yeah. He's a fucked himself.
Yeah, he just fucked himself up by throwing himself around a ring for 30 years.
Yeah,
Which I can't deny. He did a fucking. He entertained billions of people and made fucking so many people smile. And the fact that he was willing to put himself through that, I kudos to him, man. He was actually always my favorite wrestler personally. I love that.
Oh yeah, no, I love the guy. But
Sold poison milk to school children, though.
What? Still
That's
what?
I heard. There was a case in Texas where he was caught selling children.
Really? That's a disturbing thing to hear. I
think 3 kids died.
Okay.
And he buried them because he's the Undertaker.
I feel like you're now just making all this up.
I feel
God damn you, Lee. Well played.
Well done. By Design says finishing up the night with a chocolate stout from Genesee Brewing.
There we go.
That was fucking funny.
Jenny, not Jenny's fault. Jenny, I know what love is.
I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is.
But
I know what love is.
I should open up.
Hey, Jenny.
Mercy Beer.
Yes, you should, Chris.
You know what? Fucking do it. God damn it. You know, actually, you know what?
Chris.
No, wait, what? Nick, 1 second. Chris is holding us something special.
Okay, yeah.
Look.
Crack that open right fucking
No. Bring that here. If you come to the Redbeard Fest for bottle share time, and we'll fucking like crack that open and we'll all try it.
This is the ultimate best beer from Collective Arts that I'm never opening. Thanks, Nick.
Like I talked about the other day. Actually, it is my favorite.
I bought that at the brewery.
I apologize, Nick, for cutting you off, but that had to.
You fucking do it all the fucking time, man. Why are you apologizing? You apologize and then you keep doing it.
I still apologize. Could be worse.
Oh, man,
I could be like, "Fuck you!" Ah.
I want to read the comment here before Greg starts talking. Mercy Beer says Richard Kiel used to be Jaws in James Bond, like in Spy Who Loved Me and Moonraker, I think. Could hardly walk during Happy Gilmore because
he was
like that what do you call it? Megalism.
He was
Megalomania.
No, he was called like what I didn't get that he used Jaws, but he was Jaws in James Bond. That was his name, Jaws.
He was Jaws in James Bond, Spy Who Loved Me, and
wow, I forgot about that.
But yeah, during he because he had so much problems with his skeleton, right? Because of the size of him, he could hardly walk. He was almost wheelchair bound in during Happy Gilmore. And
I feel like he might have had something beyond just being a big guy. Like he wasn't that
common thing
huge.
for people who have acromegaly. I think it's what it's called, acromegaly.
Oh yeah, again, if he had something, then fair enough. Well, that's
why he was so huge.
He seemed shape wise more like the guy from Devil's Rejects a bit, like not just a normal big person like Shaq or something. Like he seemed something going on.
Like Andre the Giant had acromegaly as well. That's why
that was
a big fucking huge dude.
That was the same thing.
A surgery that you can get it and stop it from like killing you when you're older.
Did they know
Giant
that?
Didn't get that.
It overacted.
Oh really? See, that's
do it and wouldn't get the surgery.
Because on like I didn't see a lot of his wrestling, but like I've seen like the Princess like. He's one of the most lovable fucking people ever in The Princess Bride. He's just like he seems like he would be an awesome person to fucking go out on the town with or something and just like.
Well, apparently
there's a rumor that he killed 5 women.
just like Chris Peters.
You would apparently go on a Friday night and like drink like 150 beers in a night.
But no, I watched. Did you guys see the Jake the Snake redemption kind of documentary thing on Amazon?
He's a piece of shit.
The resurrection. It's still a great documentary, and he said like they had
documentary, but he's a piece of shit.
They asked him about the whole Andre the Giant thing, and he's like, yeah, man, I was there one time, and he like, it was like I can't remember if it's this many bottles of wine or this many beers, but he's like Andre the Giant was like unmatched when it came to tolerance with alcohol, kind of shit. I can't even imagine trying to drink with him.
Yeah, no, he was.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe any story Jake the Snake tells. He's a piece of shit.
No, but still, like other people have kind of corroborated the story, and Jake the Snake was like just like confirming it. So I believe
wrestlers are actually like the biggest liars in the world because that's their business.
You know what?
anything they say about what happens behind the scenes, you take.
Andre the Giant was a fucking ginormous man who apparently loved his alcohol. So let me have this, man. Let me have it. Just let me have this.
There's the beers. I just noticed like a tag.
Let him have it, Lee.
The dream
damn it, man.
The other half is the
one.
Okay.
Andre the Giant was a great guy.
I'd say he was a great guy.
You know what? Richard Kiel was apparently a real nice guy too.
He was very, enjoyable in The Princess Bride. Is all I was saying, and he seemed like he could drink a lot.
He threw cats and sacks into the river.
Jesus.
Damn it.
If you know what? See, growing up, actually, my grandpa, this one day, I don't know what we were doing. When I was with my grandpa, we hopped in his truck, and he went to start his truck, and all I heard was the worst sound that it haunts me like to this day when I think about it. And my grandpa's like, "What the?" He opens the trunk, and there's a fucking cat that had gone to sleep and he puts it in a burlap sack, and we drive down the fucking road down this dirt road for however long, and he takes a burlap sack and just fucking hucks out the window.
Jesus.
And that's my grandpa, old, like he was like World War II. Like that's just like back then something's gonna die, fucking blah blah. But like for me, I could never ever abandon a fucking animal like that. It was horrible. Higher ground. What the fuck? What is that, Nick?
Guns Higher Ground, which is their Highland cask ale.
Gross.
So it's single malt whiskey barrels.
Oh, interesting. So go ahead. What you said, Greg?
Your grandpa that did that?
Yeah, my grandpa.
Is he dead?
Evil mother.
He is now. He had yeah. But he aside from that, that's the only thing that I can say that ever happened during my life with him that I was like, what the fuck, Grandpa? Aside from that, he was the most amazing fucking guy that I ever knew in my entire life. Like he was.
Because I got.
He's a piece of shit.
Based on that story, I kind of want to piss on his grave.
No, like again, like that's like every other times, like
even Greg has morals.
He killed animals on his farm and stuff, but he was always like gonna kill a chicken, like obviously like bam, one shot, or killing a pig, killing one of his.
I think a lot of it might be that
killing one of his cows or whatever, like shot to the head, like just like instant, like he was always about humanely killing.
Well, yeah,
but this one time, it was just like and there were like probably 20 cats, just barn animal cats around the place. Like I was a kid, and I don't know if they actually had names, but I had names for all the cats, kind of things, and they were all like.
That's probably where it comes from. It's like that whole attitude about feral cats, right? Like that is a thing. They might not care about like one cat, like one fucking.
No, again, they were feral. Like they weren't like none of them. I think maybe one of them was allowed to come in the house, but aside from that, they were all just like living on the property, eating mice and stuff, and getting some scraps here and there. My uncle would be skinning a beaver or something, and
Jesus.
Wow,
I like it.
Not an actual the animal
a beaver.
Animal beaver, which again,
that's kind of creepy, man.
They used to
hairless beavers.
My grandpa did like they did the whole like deer hunting thing in the fall, so they had like a bunch of hunting dogs, and that's what they always did like in the winter.
What, deer hunter? Where they did the fucking Russian roulette?
No, if you went up to my grandpa's shed in the wintertime, on the one side, there'd just be all these like dead frozen beaver carcasses hanging on the outside of it.
Jesus.
And that's I know that
what the fuck's going on?
They do trapping and stuff because beavers fucking destroy a lot of shit if they're allowed to.
Go barter 2 towns
and
over.
So like you skin the beaver, you sell the fucking hide, whatever, and then the carcass they'd chop up and feed to the dogs for dog food. So the dogs
guys? Just 10 years from now, it's going to come out. Redbeard's going to go to therapy, and it's going to come out. It's going to be repressed memories. He's going to break down and cry when he remembers the time that his grandfather made him strangle a kitten to death.
No,
just put your hands around the neck, Carrie. Don't be a girl.
That never happened. And if he tried to make that happen, I would have stabbed my grandpa. Then no, again, like. All in all, my grandpa is like one of the people that I will always look up to as like he was the man.
Strangle that kitten right now. You just got to press down a little hard, and you'll hear the bone crack in the neck, and you know it's dead.
Hey, listen, you guys just tell Gandalf that you may not pass.
If you don't do this, I'm going to tell everybody in town that you're a little queer, Carrie. Now you strangle that kid. Kill it. Kill it dead.
Oh, God.
Or no beaver soup for you.
You know what? My grandpa, even though being like he went to World War II and shit and had like that whole kind of old person mindset, he had like, my dad was one of, I think, 6 sons and 1 daughter, so a big enough family. And my Uncle Tony, when I was probably like 12, maybe 13, went over to Africa for vacation type thing.
Oh.
And while he was over there, he met a lady, my Aunt Ray, she is now, and he married her and got malaria as well while he was over there. So good times.
Jesus.
But came back, and the first time I wasn't there. I wasn't there, but my dad told me the story. And I guess my uncle walked in with his wife, and my grandpa was there, and he's like, turned to my other uncle, was like, Tony bought an N-word home. And like just surprised by it kind of thing, like what the but again, like that's that older mindset. But like you'd think he's gonna be this racist old man, but no, like my Aunt Ray came in and she kind of won everybody over, and there was no ever mention of it kind of ever again, and she's just like one of the family now. It's kind of cool.
Carrie, I want to see you kill that kitten. Now you snap his neck. I snapped Jap necks in World War II. If you could do that, you can snap a kitten.
I don't know. My grandpa was one of a few people that actually died during World War II. He was dead, and they brought him back. Wow. Like back before that was really a thing that happened often. And like he was like one of the elite kind of people that like he went advanced forces and went behind enemy lines and did like sabotage shit. And it was I interviewed him one time for a class in high school and asked him all these questions. The last question I asked him. Did you ever kill anybody? He was like, yeah, me and my buddies all decided we're not going to talk about that ever. And it was like, okay, so you murdered people. Awesome. So, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I once asked the dude that because there was a dude who was like bragging about, I was in all these Korea wars, all this shit. And I asked the dude if he ever killed somebody. He's like, he got really all offended. He's like, you're never supposed to ask somebody that. I'm like, well, you're all fucking gung-ho about your fucking military career a second ago. Suddenly ask you this question, you become all pussy. So,
well, again, it was funny. Like my grandpa, unless you asked him about it, he never. It was just like a thing, and he never brought it up. He was just like living in the now kind of thing. Like it was, and he was just such a fucking awesome guy. Like he had this farm, and he fixed all his own equipment and fucking all this shit. Like
the farm, trust me, he had the names for the cats. They're all the people that he killed in the wars.
Possibly. I remember one time he wanted to build an extension onto his barn, and he didn't like the prices that the saw that he wanted to get some wood like sawed. Like he had these big logs and stuff they cut himself. He wanted to make this into like barn board stuff to build a barn, and they like no. So he's like, okay, fair, fine, fuck you guys. He took this old car that he had.
Fine, fuck you guys.
He chopped off like every bit of the car except for like one. The front seat was there with the steering wheel and stuff with the gas pedal, and then like the engine to where a pulley came out, and he hooked this pulley up to a fucking saw blade that was taller than I am now. It was this fucking like 8 foot tall, this giant fucking monstrosity of a
7.5 feet tall.
Like no, there's no safety fucking regulations or anything. It's like someone's gonna die, but no one ever did. And you to get it, someone would have to be in the car, pushing on the gas, or like 1 or 2 times you'd like get a board in there and wedge the gas, and like the saw blade would go, powered by the engine of the car, and he made his own fucking sawmill and like made a fucking barn out of it. It was fucking amazing. Ingenuity, man. Good shit.
Did he kill the cats with the thing?
What's wrong with you? You know what? Back then, I heard of somebody that actually did have this thing about like they grab stray cats, they'd catch them and then bury them in the ground up to their heads, and then fire up their rotting lawnmower. Gross. Which I never had confirmed, but if I did, I probably at this point in time, if he's still alive, that person would I go to jail. I go to jail for killing that person because
No, you would bury them except for their genitals and then go over the lawnmower with their genitals.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Like, yeah, just anybody who can take like if you have to kill an animal for food or something like that, fair enough. But if you're doing it and you're like loving it and getting this like joy out of it, then I feel like there may be something.
Well, you're basically a fucking future serial killer at that.
Yeah, point. Like I just if I was in a survival situation and I had to kill an animal,
that's a different story.
Yeah, no, yeah.
There's enough food out there right
now. But even then, if I was in that survival situation, I would kill an animal, but I would feel terrible about it.
It's
I know
also,
I would.
if you kill an animal, you do it as quickly and humanely as possible.
Also true. Like the only animal that I know like that I maliciously killed when I was younger, like there was a partridge My dad was at work.
We know you hate
Yeah.
partridges.
No, the doghouse was there, and the partridge was on the doghouse. I called my dad at work. I'm like, Dad, partridge. Can I shoot the partridge? He's like, okay, but you got to clean it and stuff. I'm okay, fine. Get my pellet gun, get out there, shoot it. And I think I got it like in the neck or something because it was like flapping around, but I couldn't like move. And so I got up to it. And it was like on the ground. I was like, oh my God, it's still alive. And so I blow the warmer pellet and I put it right to his head. And I literally like put it against his head and turned my head around and fired. And I was like, I felt so fucking bad for a couple weeks. Actually, I was like, it was in my head.
So,
kind of.
See if I can catch Redbeard in a breath here, but
no, talk about it. I'm sorry.
Beer says got 5 bottles of the bourbon barrel porter at home. Not looking forward to it. What?
Bourbon barrel porter from who?
Yeah,
probably.
And it also Violent by Design says Wow Fury versus Wilder. And I'm not sure what I mean. What does that have, like UFC or something?
Something ish, maybe. I don't know. Is one of us Fury and one's Wilder? Are we fighting right now?
Fuck you, Redbeard.
What? What the hell?
Meet me, punk.
You want to fucking fight, Nick? I will fight you anytime.
I got a low center of gravity.
Yeah, it's true. Nick is built like a tree stump.
Just gotta get those roots, man.
Get a fat stump.
Yank those roots. The whole thing comes out.
Holy shit!
What the fuck was that?
Root and stem.
What are you doing right now, Chris?
I'm looking what this fucking Fury versus Wilder thing is.
Oh, okay, fair enough. It looks like you're like
there's a UFC right now, but
it looks like you're taking pictures and or recording the live stream or something.
Believe it.
Just because the way you're holding the phone, I guess you're right up there. I don't know. Like usually, like me currently, if I want to look at my phone, it would look like this. You can't. I have to. This is an uncomfortable position for me to have my phone up in the live stream. It's like down here.
Huh. You don't want to make carry.
Oh, look at that! Randomly though, the first thing that pops up when I open my fucking Facebook from Matt, Wilder looks shook. This is amazing. So I get that's no the F for hiss. Look at his spelling. For hiss is amazing. There we go. For hiss.
Okay.
For hiss. Terrible.
Fisting is amazing.
And you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to restrain myself from making a comment.
I feel like you already did, but no.
Yeah, no.
No, I just did now. I don't.
Ooh, Dead Rising 4 is free on Game Pass.
Dead Beard Rising.
There you go.
There's a bad moon on the rise.
I feel like Chris Lezak is messaging people to have sex in his hot tub.
I believe it.
Nope. None of your goddamn business.
Anybody to have sex. He just gets it.
He just gets it? Well, maybe when he worked in the casino, he just threw his dick out on the bar and people got it. Like
Flop it out.
Floppy hoppy.
Flop it out like Gandalf. It's like nothing.
Gandalf hasn't flopped anything out to this point.
It's not gonna.
You know what?
They're not like everything's about your fucking cat, right?
Look at this. Look at this. Can anybody here guess what this, without being fucking just obvious, haha, funny joke thing? What do you? It was a dog treat that I got for Oreo.
It's a turkey neck.
Wow. Chris wins the non-existent prize. And you know what? All these little bites taken out of it? Gandalf, because Oreo has zero interest in it. How does a dog not have interest in a fucking turkey neck?
We've already established your dog Oreo is weird. Also, Arnold just farted and it fucking stinks here. Oh my god.
You know what? If I head your way in the near future, I'll bring the turkey neck and Arnold can have it.
Oh, Arnold will fucking destroy that shit.
I've done that several. Like I've probably about $100 or so in dog treats that Oreo has been like, I don't care about. I've given to my neighbor that has a dog as well, and he's like, yeah, awesome. I'm like, yeah, Oreo's just fucking weird like that.
Yeah, no, Arnold will fucking eat anything.
Wow.
In fact, that's the big problem we have with Arnold is he fucking just eats shit till he finds on the walk, and if we're not quick enough, he eats it. And it's like, okay, well, I hope that doesn't kill you, but
Yeah, hope that wasn't something sharp or something. Hope you didn't just eat a fucking discarded needle from some junkie.
oh my god, he fucking would eat that too. That's the thing. Like,
That'd be horrible. I've honestly never seen one myself, but apparently it's an issue here in North Bay.
Oh, heavyweight boxing. Oh, that's why. Fuck.
I've never seen discarded needles, but I've seen like used condoms and shit thrown out there, which I'm sure Arnold would eat given the opportunity.
Imagine if he ate one and then when he shit, it positioned
Red-
itself
Red
somehow
Beard.
perfectly in his ass,
Red Beard,
and he
Red
shit into
Beard.
the condom. Sorry, go ahead.
Relevant comment here. Valid by Design says he's going to go to Minecraft.
Hey, why not?
There you go.
I've actually Chad has randomly been playing on the server a little bit. Apparently, he's building himself a castle. So next time I log in, I'm probably going to be like, "What the fuck is that thing?" It's been a while since I played.
Wait, are we talking about like Arctic Chad now?
No Minecraft,
Minecraft Chad.
Oh, there's different Chad.
Chadcraft.
Chadcraft.
Huh.
I require another
It's not a Binarano.
Bia.
Me too.
I see your bad moon rising.
Nick, we're gonna watch Parasite tonight, but then we didn't because we were watching your show, your Christmas thing. So hey,
So
cheers.
sorry, Agnes.
Say Christmas.
Actually, Agnes is in her room. The more Agnes is happy, the less time she can spend with me, the happier she is.
I believe it. I'm happier the less time I spend with you.
Thanks, Nick, for ruining my marriage.
Wow.
Ever since she realized that, I used to always trick her into saying that I had a really big penis.
You
And
should
now
say
that
have trick her
she's
to having
saying that,
sex.
she's like, oh my God. It's not a thing anymore.
Forcing a
She
person to
doesn't like
lie
the thing anymore.
and trick a person is totally two different things, really.
I see a bad moon rising.
Yeah, I had a good lie going, and then no, I don't want to download Call of Cthulhu.
Download the cock.
Download that Cock of Cthulhu.
Cock and ball.
Hey, Nick, do you see trouble on the way?
Huh? Trouble in the way.
Because the song you were singing, like the last couple of minutes there?
Oh.
Nick's got trouble.
Redbeard, you Bedrock or Java?
Bedrock.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Addition to Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
Bedrock is like the Windows 10 or a mobile one that you can get. Java is like the OG one. You can mod it more, but it doesn't have the full integrated controller support that I like. That's basically the reason I play Bedcraft. Bedrock, sorry, Bedcraft.
One OG motherfucker.
I do have Java. I bought it like 10 years ago and played it for like a day and then just forgot about it. I got them both, baby.
There we go.
Have you ever tried the hint of jalapeno Tostitos?
Yes.
They are damn tasty.
Mm.
Even without a dip. Just that little bit of jalapeno spice to them.
A little bit of spunk in your mouth, huh?
Everything's gay with Nick.
Just you, Greg.
Yeah, it's been my experience.
You know what? Nick's tried 40 years of being straight. Maybe he'll try 40 years of being gay. Maybe that's just the thing.
Yeah, you know.
Then Nick,
Why
when
would
you
you
turn
go
80, you'll
against
be
gays?
like, you'll decide what you want. Do you want the dick or the pussy? You don't know. Oh, right now I just want fresh air because, oh, fuck, Arnold just farted.
Mm-hmm. Your dog.
Nice.
We gotta want some salmon food because we're trying. Like he has allergies. We're trying to like get him to see if we can figure out what his allergies are. He's like some salmon only food. There's no grains, no nothing. And oh my god, it makes his shit and his fart smell so bad. Oh. I wake up in the morning, he's taking a fresh shit in his puppy pad, and it's just like, oh, good morning, Arnold.
Ew.
Puppet pad,
Glad I
boo.
came back at that time.
I had a nice fart earlier.
Did you? Just a nice sound. Yeah.
Ooh, I hear a beer being poured. What are you drinking?
Little ASMR for you, baby. I'm having another can of your goddamn delicious fucking, as far back as I remember.
It's not as exciting. It's the same beer as before.
It's really good. I bought 3 cans because I figured it was. I assumed it would be good enough that I want to drink at least 2 of them, and then I'll have one for review purposes. So, and I was right. This is fucking awesome.
Where'd you get it?
LCBO.
Excellent.
I went there today being like, anything new? And they're like, I don't think so. And I went, oh, you're wrong. Haha, this. That was all they had, though. Nick has disappeared. I feel like Nick just came across a picture that he wants to maybe.
Wank.
Yeah, maybe a little something like that. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I hear a guitar.
Oh. And now we're a thrash metal hangout.
What?
What? Oh, Lee was sleeping.
He says, "What the fuck are you drinking?"
No,
Chris?
Where'd you get thrash metal hangout from?
Oh, because he constantly whips out of his car and like plays guitar, and you can't hear anything else.
I'm currently drinking AMGD.
Yeah. Is it really a surprise?
Chris going hardcore.
Well, are we gonna sing "Happy Birthday" to Nick?
Come on, Chris, do it.
All right.
Can Chris play Happy Birthday?
Happy birthday
Day to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nick. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Woo!
Suck a motherfucking dick.
That was great.
Well, my wife just sung "Happy Birthday" to Nick and closed the door. She's like, "Fuck off." Probably offended because Lee told her to suck a dick.
Did I?
I guess if she came in at that specific moment and heard just that, it would be maybe taken into context somehow.
You gotta suck a dick. But she literally just went to her room to go through her Rolodex to figure out what it was.
Well, that's it. Lee is now dead to Agnes because of this misunderstanding.
I'm pretty sure I was probably dead to her anyway, so it's fine.
Nah, he's fine. Listen, my lovely lady has
Sorry, Greg tried to say something there, and then Chris just played guitar over it? What?
Probably.
It's
I'm trying to take over the chat, motherfucker.
Violet by Design says cheers.
So
Go ahead,
loud.
Chris.
Yeah, there you go. Keep it kind of quiet and a little bit
I won't.
less.
Chris, can you play
Less
some Rage Against the
twang.
Machine so we don't have to spend $500 a seat for tickets?
I want to hear Chris play some Rage Against the Machine. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Fuck you! I won't do what you tell me.
Oh, Nick can do the karaoke. I like it. There you go.
This is the Bong Show by Redbeard. The Bong Show
Redbeard likes the bong.
by Redbeard. Lee
Like the Bong Show.
Lee throws dog shit over the fence.
To the property with
In
the
his
one in
defense.
it.
The Bong Show. Oh, it's the Bong Show.
You'd be surprised, man. Like when springtime comes along, that ground grows some fucking thick weeds.
He grows some
Yeah,
thick
because he got
weed,
so
huh?
much fucking fertilizer.
I'm saying, yeah, man. I fertilize that shit like
This
mad.
dude grows some fucking thick weed, man. Far.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd fertilize actual weed with that because that would just be weird and gross. But
Well, you don't
it
want
is
to smoke dog shit?
it is a thing I need to get on. Is getting an area
weed, man.
growing of that. Yeah, and the whole
Well,
and,
you're allowed
and,
to, you guys allowed to grow a few plants like you're in New Brunswick?
yeah, man.
Why don't you grow it indoors?
You grow some fucking plants.
No,
You have access to it.
that's my plan. I haven't got on it yet. I have an area of my room I kind of already have allocated for that. Just like I have a space kind of allocated for the home brewing that hasn't happened yet. I got things I got to do, but the beer festival planning is taking up most of my free time at this point.
Yeah, welcome to
Redbeard was
Chadwell.
gonna do some shit until he got high.
He was
No,
gonna
you know what?
plan a beer festival, and then he got
Actually, usually, for me, I'll sit here and I'll watch a YouTube video or something. I'll get high, and then I'll be like, get up and go do something. Like I'm the opposite kind of.
Then he drank lots of beer.
See, I was gonna do something. I was gonna do nothing, and then I got high.
Because he was high.
And then he got high.
I was gonna go to school
because he was
high.
I hate that song.
Redbeard sucked off a fucking room full of guys.
Redbeard was gonna suck a dick, and then he got high.
And then his grandfather killed cats.
Lee, you weren't supposed to fucking mention that ever, man. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Christ. Jesus, man.
And then he got his free beer.
Like, you tasted
We
bad
know
enough
why.
as it was. You were supposed to talk about it. Come on.
I know. I didn't watch that day.
Because he was high. Because he was high.
Little Harold
Or
and
that
Kumar.
week, actually.
Harold and Kumar escaped from White Castle there. Or escaped from Guantanamo Bay. Coffee sandwich. Yes, Nick is exactly what I think of when Afro Mind is in my head. Afro Man. Nick.
Afro mine.
Nick is
Afro
so
mine,
weird.
right?
Afro mine because he was high.
Nick is the most hip hop white guy I know for sure.
Yeah, it's true.
Hip hop anonymous.
Shut up, Redbeard.
Big Daddy Dick. Fucking
Big Daddy Dick. I was a lol Redbeard. I want to smoke so bad. I quit cigarettes and think weed would be a gateway. Yeah.
gateway to what? Having fun?
Drink beer.
No, yeah, he's probably thinking like if he smokes weed, he'd want to smoke cigarettes again, and you might.
Or he's gonna hit heroin next. I don't know.
Yeah, like I've got weed, and I've also done some mushrooms in my life, and that's like as far as I've gone. I've had the opportunity to do cocaine and stuff, and I've just been like, actually, years ago, my roommate and I were moving from one place to another. We were packing everything up, and he, for whatever reason, had like one ecstasy pill, and he was like, I'll cut it in half. We'll both like snort it, and we'll pack it. It'll be fun. And I did, and I will never, ever, 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 ever snort anything else up my nose again because it was the fucking worst experience of my life. I didn't get any kind of enjoyment. I didn't get any kind of even high out of it. All I got was like for the next like 2 hours, I tried to blow my nose and not feel so shitty. So no, nothing like cocaine or anything. I'm not even at risk. I'm very low risk for those drugs, you could say.
Have you ever put anything up your butt?
I've had suppositories when I was younger that I vaguely remember.
But you haven't put like I don't know like PCP up your butt or anything.
I haven't put PCP anywhere.
All right. Story
I'd be
out.
curious about mushrooms, but I would not try anything else.
No, I get mushrooms. Like I've had mushroom tea. Mushroom actually was funny. The first time I ever watched the extended cut of Terminator 2, where it like shows like a bit more in depth of like how the T-1000 broke down at the end and stuff, and it shows that Arnold scene where he smiles. And my buddy had come over. No, so my roommate actually came home with some tea, with some mushroom. Sorry, made some tea, and we drank a bunch of mushroom tea. I remember watching that, and the scene where he smiled I lost my shit to the point where like I think it was probably laughed for an hour or so. It was like just it was gone.
Is that's actually a pretty funny scene when you see it for the first time.
So funny. And then
when you see it. So
another time, I have like you guys know who MC Escher is? They're like that weird, abstract kind of realist, but painted things that didn't make sense. Like, and I have a picture of my bathroom, and it used to be in my main living room, in my old apartment, and it's like a dragon attacking this castle that doesn't make sense. And I came home from the bar one night on mushrooms, and I'm just looking at the wall, and the painting came to life, which was quite the entertaining thing. And then one other time, I talked to my cat. Commodore, my cat I used to have, he jumped on my couch and looked at me and did like the whole like full-on CG mouth thing in my head, like, "What's up, man?" And I just like, and I had like a very long, in-depth conversation with my cat in my head, apparently.
Hey, man, you got some weed?
Look, again, like he never moved. He just sat there looking at me, and in my head, his mouth was moving, and he was saying stuff, and I was responding, and like, he's just still like he was there. The cat himself was not a figment. I was petting him and stuff, and he was there, but he was just in one spot talking in my head, and it was a very
because you were high.
Yes. Mushrooms are an interesting experience. And I again like that was enough for me to be like, what the fuck? I can't imagine doing like acid or any of these other LSD and shit where like shit really gets all crazy like that. No, I don't.
Oh, come on. No. Stop being a pussy and do meth.
Fuck off. No. Never, ever.
Or how about that crocodile or something that like melts your skin?
Well, give me some bath salts. I could be a zombie. Give me some bath salts. I'll eat some people. That'd be fun. Maybe.
Oh. I actually admittedly think Redbeard would make a good zombie.
Thanks, man. It's an aspiration I have, you know. Actually, if the world ever did like some kind of crazy virus thing did take over, like in the closest I've seen, like documentary wise, is maybe some insane strain of rabies that's new that takes over and makes people kind of seem like zombies. If that happened and I was somehow immune, I feel like I don't know why, but it wouldn't be enjoyable to potentially have to kill people that I love that have turned. But all in all, I feel like something like that, like some kind of like again, like just some kind of really world changing, you know, hopefully for the better. But even if it's like some kind of crazy world changing event to just make the whole Earth kind of almost reset itself, you know what I mean?
Because he's high.
And going back to the whole Thanos thing, Thanos snapped and apparently it wasn't all humans.
It was half. Talk to Redbeard and then I got high.
It was half of every single species. So like some of these critically endangered species are now even more like I feel like
Thanos killed half the manatees.
Yeah, like for humans, fair enough. Even like what are the Humboldt squid or whatever that like when sharks have become overfished, I guess in the ocean, these squids take over, and it's like scary in some places now in the ocean where these squids are because there's so many compared to what the sharks used to be. But yeah, all of everything though, that just again like some of the sharks, even less sharks now.
Half the trees.
If it all live, that's a valid point right there. All living things, ants are one of the most critical things to our survival. You want to think about it?
I don't think the trees like counted. So I guess that was like part of like, you know, I guess that was exempt or whatever.
I don't know. That's the valid. Chris had a valid point though. Living organisms, trees are alive. Half of all of our food crops gone.
Well, I think it was sentient beings.
Sentient would make more sense. Then it would be like us. The poor dolphins. Then did they know what was going on? The dolphins are just swimming with their paw. Then all of a sudden, like half killer whales, I believe, are all. I think all whales and dolphins, I think, are like
Yeah, but those dirty monkeys. Thank God.
Some of them,
Yeah,
some of them are smart enough to know. Like, but I go again, like what they say, Chris. You mean like actual monkeys, or you mean racist bastard?
Oh, jeez.
What?
Damn it, Redbeard. What the fuck?
You guys said racist when he said that. I want a clarification.
No, we
Yeah,
didn't.
I think it's high time to stop lying before Greg says something.
Somebody
All right.
did. Somebody
All right.
did.
Yeah, all right,
Somebody
I'm
did.
going
No.
offline. Thanks for watching. Happy birthday to myself. And
God.
thanks, Lee. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Redbeard. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Violent by Design, for watching. And thanks, Mercy Beers.
Redbeard already told us about the N-word in his family.
No, okay, stop.
He's talking about monkeys.